Why are men turned on by you? What is it about you that turns men on? Today we're going to be taking a look at exactly why you turn men on. My beautiful viewer, is it your body? Is it something about the way you smell? Is it your hair? Is it your accomplishments? We're going to get to the bottom of why men are turned on by you today. Hi, my name's Diana, Psychic Intuitive. Before you are 4 piles to choose from. Pile 1 is from the Earth Woman Tarot deck, and the object associated with Pile 1 is the Endive Murex Seashell. Beautiful, with brown tips on a creamy body. Pile 2 belongs to the Universal Goddess Tarot deck, and on top is object number 2, which is the Pectinidae Scallop Seashell. Beautiful orange color, natural orange color. And pile 3 is from the Modern Goddess Tarot deck, which is linked with object number 3, the Nicobar Spindle Seashell. Beautiful. And pile 4 is from the Neoteric Feminine Tarot deck. And object number 4 is the flat-ribbed Scallop Seashell. Pretty little ribbed design on top of its body. Okay. There are a couple of ways to choose the pile that you feel is your pile. You may be attracted to multiple piles. So for instance, you may be interested in the Earth Woman Tarot deck, but then also feel very attracted to the flat-ribbed Scallop Seashell. So your intuition is trying to tell you that pile 1 and pile 4 have messages in them for you in answer to the question, why are men turned on by you? Now, you could pick a particular man or assign a man to each deck, or this could just be like a general reading about why men are turned on by you in general, okay? So there's a couple of ways that could go. I don't mean to be repetitive, but I feel like I need to make this very clear. You can't assign a pile to a man you're thinking of, okay? You could have 2 men and assign a pile to each man. So if you're still unsure on how to choose, let me go ahead and add some zodiac signs for you to help you narrow it down. I'll be right back. So pile 1 is Virgo, Scorpio, and Libra. And pile 2 is Cancer, Aries, and Pisces. And pile 3 is Sagittarius, Aquarius, and Gemini. And pile 4 is Capricorn, Taurus, and Leo. This is an additional or third way to choose a pile. It can help you confirm your choices or help you point to a different pile that's also relevant to you. You know, if you're a big fan of this channel, then I recommend you watch all 4, because a lot of times if you actively choose all 4 piles and you feel drawn to all 4 piles, then there are messages in all these piles for you, perhaps pertaining to different men or specific situations, and so on and so forth. You may pause the video, take your time to make your choice or choices, and I will see you at your reading or readings. Welcome to your reading pile 1. You chose the Earth Woman Tarot deck or the Endive Murex Seashell. We'll place that over there. Or you chose Virgo, Scorpio, or Libra. Now this could also be your ascendant as well, or whichever is your Venus sign on your birth chart. That could also correlate, because this reading has to do with matters of love, romance, pleasure. Okay. What turns men on about you, okay? Why are men turned on by you, okay? Wow. We're getting the Tower. Pile 1. You blow men's minds, okay? You blow men's minds. You shock the crap out of them, out of their expectations. I almost get the feeling that, you know, on the surface, when men first see you, Maybe they don't view you as their type or something like this. But then they meet you, and first impression they get from you is shocking to their system, because they don't expect you to be the way that you are, Pile 1. This throws them for a loop, and this is incidentally what turns them on. Pile 1, I feel like men are turned on by you because you cause foundational shifts in them. Okay, when men have met you, they've had to change something about themselves. They've had to either change their minds about something or change their perspective on something. You cause men to think. Okay, men cannot go into default or cruise mode with you. Okay, they may at first think, oh yeah, that's a chick, she looks good, that's a woman, all right, whatever, Pile 1. But then they get to talking to you and they're blown away by the things you say, or they get to know you and they're shocked that you are the type of woman who turns them on when they didn't expect that. Yes, you blow men's minds, Pile 1. I feel like maybe you've talked to someone on the phone, and then you showed up and the men were shocked, or a man was shocked by the way you looked. All their assumptions about you, they had to throw out the window. And that was a turn on for them because it was unexpected. Because you're unexpected, Pile 1, it makes a bigger impression, you see. So if you come in and you're a certain way, and then you fit the mold, you fit the bill, and you're attractive, men are going to be turned on by that. But you have a little something extra, Pile 1. You pull the rugs out from underneath men's feet because they think they have you figured out, only to discover they don't. For instance, you might come in looking hot in a nice dress, and then you start speaking very intelligently, or you shock them with your intelligence, or maybe they'll try to come at you a certain kind of way, thinking they can deal with you a certain kind of way, and then you say things to them that makes them realize that you are the player and it's not them, or you make them realize that you're alpha, Pile 1, and not them, or something like this. Okay, maybe it's not that, those are examples, but there's something about you that's very shocking to men, and it's a turn on. They like being surprised by you because a lot of times men get used to seeing the same old, or they see a certain cast or mold or look and think they know what to expect from you, but you come in and you shock every expectation. You blow every expectation out the window. And this is what, turns men on about you. Yeah, something like this is something very shocking about you, Pile 1. You're also very intense, Pile 1. You're very passionate. You are very, very, intense. This turns men on. I feel like you might be a little loud. Maybe not all the time, but at least at times. You're very bold, very confident, very brash, maybe even shockingly so. And men find this to be a turn on, or a particular man does. Also, I feel like men, maybe they think they have it together, but then you come in and you sort of destroy their egos by pointing out, maybe you don't mean to, but you are able to, through the way you present yourself, sort of make them feel inadequate or less than. I know this sounds bad, Pile 1. Okay, you make them feel somehow less than, or feel like maybe they thought they had together, but then you're able to point out, oh, you should do this and do that instead, and that will help you. And they're like, what? How did I not see that before? It's Pile 1, you, who helped spot them. Okay, now I'm getting that maybe you go to the gym and you're lifting your weights, and guys next to you lifting their weights, and they're thinking, okay, there's a cute chick there, Pile 1's lifting weights over there. Maybe they notice you and they keep to themselves. Maybe they notice you, or they're interested in talking to you. Doesn't matter what it is, okay? And then maybe you notice that they're lifting the weights in a way that's sort of dangerous to their form is a little off. And then you spot them real quick and show them how to, you just kind of help. Everyone needs spotting, guys. I'm not talking about, that we're better than anyone else. I'm just saying that, sometimes we need a little spotting, and you're able to spot for them. And this blows their mind, okay? I think men are shocked by you. In a nutshell, they're shocked. And when you blow their expectations away like you do, Pile 1, this is what turns them on about you. It catches them off guard. I think men are also shocked by the fact that despite them being caught off guard by you, you seem to be able to maintain a certain balance and harmony with them, no matter how crazy things may seem or how off things may seem. It feels like they are shocked by how you're able to maintain your equilibrium when all others seem to be, losing their heads. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so pile 1, men are turned on by you because of your skills and your talents. There is something you do that you're very intensely skilled at, and you're able to bring something magnificent to the table. So if you team up with men, they don't have to worry about picking up the slack for you, okay? In fact, you may sometimes pick up the slack for them. And this turns them on about you. When things are falling apart, you're able to come in and help rebuild things. And this really turns them on about you too. So they can depend on you in times of chaos, or when things fall apart, or when there's something discombobulating has happened. You're able to help fix and bring things back together and create balance and harmony in the situation. And this turns men on about you. I also get that you may have friends, have very attractive friends, or your friend group or people that you hang out with are either women that are like you, or women that are as beautiful as you are, or that are as skilled as you are. And this turns them on about you. Men feel like wherever you go, you bring attractive women with you. Maybe you bring along friends that are, it's like, they seeing you amongst a bevy of ladies and seeing you hold your own amongst these women, and that turns them on. They feel like you cooperate with women too. Here's another thing I'm seeing is that men don't see you as cutthroat, pile 1. They feel that you know how to work well with other women. You're not competing with other women. You're working well with other women. And this turns this man on about you, or men about you in general. Okay. We're getting the Three of Cups. Again, that energy, that vibe that you have a friend group, you get along really well with other women. It could be that you are part of some group, or you just, women who are attractive gravitate around you. Women who are as attractive as you, and you're not threatened by other attractive women. You know how to get along with other attractive women, or women in your league or your caliber. And this blows their mind for some reason, okay? Men are really turned on by the fact that you, not only are you attractive and you blow their mind, but you also are able to get along with other women like this, okay? I'm also getting that you may have undergone a transformation recently. You recently switched up something really major about yourself. It could be your career. It could be your body. It could be the type of friends that you roll with. And men are shocked by this transformation. Perhaps you become a lot more beautiful, slimmer. Maybe you glowed up in the way you dress. Maybe you used to dress more like basic and kind of down to earth, and now you dress more sexy. And this is shocking the crap out of them. Maybe this man or men have come to expect to see you present yourself in a certain kind of way, and all of a sudden you've changed all that. Okay, that's a story of the past for you. You have solidly changed something about you, the way you look, the way you come across, all of this, and they are shocked by it. Okay, that you've had some sort of successful transformation or successful conclusion to a problem. It's possible that you maybe fell ill, or you had some sort of major issue going on, and you have fixed it now, and you successfully fixed your situation. And men are shocked by this, and they are really turned on by you because of you being able to take control of a situation that anybody else would have just been like, okay, it's done, it's over for me. I've had something bad happen. It's going to be a while before I come out of this, or I've been leveled down and I'm going to stay down here because I don't know how to get back up there again. No, you may have lost, you lost a career. You glowed back up and come back into your career. You've leveled your career back up, and this turns men on about you. Or maybe you were obese, or maybe you were just very like maybe you didn't have good muscle mass or something. You've just leveled up your health, your body, your looks, your social circle, your career. It could be multiple things. Maybe your friendship circle. Maybe you used to be more of a loner, and now you have friends, beautiful friends all around you, and this is turning men on about you. I think there's something about when men see a group of women, especially attractive women, hanging out with each other, that really turns them on. We are getting the Four of Cups. Yeah, so I feel like for some of you, this could have something to do with your diet. Yeah. I do think that you may have stopped eating so much, or maybe even stopped drinking so much. Maybe you used to be more of a drinker, alcohol-wise, and they have seen you turn this around. Maybe you don't drink as much as you used to. You've just stopped. You've gone cold turkey. You stopped drinking or eating so much, and this is really turning men on about you. Your body is firming up, trimming up. Your waistline is looking very taut, trim, sexy, gorgeous. And, it's turning men on about you right now. It's like you've had enough, I also feel like you may have gone through something very, very, like I said, earth-shattering. Okay, I didn't say earth-shattering, but just something cataclysmic. You may have undergone some sort of major upheaval in your life, but you have recovered and you found your peace again, and this is turning men on about you, okay? I also feel like men are turned on by you because you don't accept every offer. You're not desperate for attention, Pile 1. You don't take everything that is offered to you. You're picky, Pile 1, and this turns men on about you. I feel like there are men that have come up to you and wanted to talk to you and stuff, and you're just not interested, and it made you more appealing to them. This is what turns them on, is that you are picky and you will not go for everyone. This is part of what is turning them on about you, okay? Now, I'm also getting that you're not accessible. I would say you're not very accessible. You tend to go, or maybe you have modes where you become all about yourself and you're all about you. You're in your head, you're doing your own thing, and this is what men find very sexy about you. I think you're not very clingy. Okay, you're not clingy. You have your own life going on. You may be very spiritual. You're a big time meditator. Men are turned on by this because they feel that you prioritize your self-care. Your inner condition is in tip-top shape, Pile 1. You let yourself percolate in your own energy. You're not looking to add more to you, to add to your clout. You are clout, Pile 1. And this turns men on about you. I think maybe they come at you thinking, oh yeah, she's a clout chaser. She wants to talk to me and get to know me so that I can add to her clout and all this. And they came to find out and discover, Pile 1, that is not the case with you. You're not interested in whatever clout they have to give you. None of that. And they've been shocked. They're like, well, what does Pile 1 want then? If Pile 1 doesn't want me, doesn't want what I have to offer, what could Pile 1 be possibly looking for? And when they've noticed that you're about your energy, you're about keeping yourself stable, balanced, and harmonious, you're about your friendships, people of like mind, you're about your career, you're about, steadying and righting things in your life, this turns them on, okay? Next, we are getting the Lovers. So, Pile 1, you are the ideal choice for a lot of men. You are the ideal choice for a lot of men. Men are very attracted to you, Pile 1. You're very attractive. I'm not gonna lie, it's coming through very strongly. You're a very, very attractive person, woman, and men easily choose you, Pile 1. And I'm not saying you always choose them back, but men easily choose you. They view you as a very good choice as a lover. They want you. I'm also getting that someone's already chosen you, Pile 1. For those of you in this group, Pile 1, that someone's already chosen you, I feel like men put themselves in that person's position and think, man, what would it be like to have love from Pile 1? What would it be like to be Pile 1's world, to be in Pile 1's focus? They imagine, they put themselves into that space. I see a cutout here of a man, and so they put themselves in that space, and they're like, I wonder what it would be like. They fantasize about you because you're mesmerizing, Pile 1. You get men's attention. I don't care if you feel like, well, I don't notice men noticing me. I'm telling you, Pile 1, they notice. And they are impressed with you. That's really what it is. Men are impressed with what you're able to accomplish. Men are impressed with your vibe, your energy, and how you seem self-sustaining. You don't need to take from others and take from men to add to yourself to make yourself better. You are self-sustaining. You have achieved things. You've accomplished things. You overcome shocking, massive upheavals in your life. You fixed things. You've lost weight. Maybe even for some of y'all, you look great. You have hot friends. You are very cooperative and harmonious. This is what men are turned on about when they see you. Okay. Next, we are getting the Six of Cups. Pile 1, men think that you look very young. Men are mesmerized by how youthful that you look. Okay. Men think you look very youthful. Yes. Men think you look very youthful, Pile 1. They feel that you have maintained your friendships too. I feel like, I don't know why this keeps coming up, but there's this idea that you have really good friends in your life or something. Friends you've known for a long time. I almost feel like there's some men that rate you by your friendships. Yeah, there's a man in your life, or there are men who have rated you by the friendships you cultivated. They feel that you have good friends in your life, and this turns them on about you. They feel like you're able to get along with other women or other people. You have good, solid friendships, people you've known for a long time. People, and you know, when you've known people for a long time and they continue to be your friend, Pile 1, it means these people, in a way, they're vouching for you. They're saying, I've known Pile 1 for a long time, and I continue to be Pile 1's friend because I love being Pile 1's friend. Pile 1 brings good things to me, so I want to stick with Pile 1. I don't want to, stop associating with Pile 1. I like Pile 1. So it's like they're turned on by you because other people are voting for you, you see, through your friendships. I feel like men also turned on by you. It's possible here that you're asking about a man who's known you for a very long time, Pile 1. Someone who grew up with you, someone who's made memories with you. And they are turned on by you because of how long they've known you. They have a strong sense of familiarity with you. There's a strong comfort level with you. Either they've known you for a very long time, or you remind them of people they grew up with. You remind them of someone they used to know who they like very much. This is part of why they're turned on by you. They are turned on also by, I just feel like there's things of the past. You remind them of the way things used to be. Maybe they grew up with people that look like you, or there's something about your style, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, that reminds them of an era that they grew up in. Maybe you're their same age range. You could be asking about someone in particular in this pile 1. You're in the same age range with this person, that's possible. Or maybe, you just come across very young and you just remind them of their youth, or you're in the same age range as them. And so they feel a sense of bonding with you because, you guys grew up around the same things. You're familiar with similar things. You can reference similar things. You come from a similar zeitgeist and a similar period of time. And so there's an ease of connection there. Okay. All right. Next, we are getting the Hanged Man. Okay. Yeah, I'm also getting that they're turned on by you because you are a self-healer, Pile 1. Mm-hmm. You've shown the ability to heal yourself from things, from issues, from things. Okay. You bounced back. It could be a major illness, it could be a job loss, it could be displacement. Something shocking happened and you were able to come back from it. You're able to heal. You're able to maybe if you had an argument with this person, or you had a big disagreement and you fixed it, they're turned on by the fact that you all have fixed this and come back from what could have been, a make it or break it type of situation. Okay. Perhaps you've broken up with people and let them go because they were causing you all kinds of trouble, and this could be turning this person on about you as well. Now, I feel like men are also turned on by your ability to let things go. Mm-hmm. You don't have a clingy vibe, Pile 1. You don't. You just do not have a clingy vibe. You are able to let things go and focus on the things that matter: your skill, your vacation, your business, your friendships. And you also give off a very detached vibe, Pile 1. You're detached. That's how they view you, and they're turned on by that. They like that you don't cling to them. You're not making sharp moves towards them. You're not trying to force something to happen. If you met this person and you talked to them and then you moved on with your day, moved on with your month, moved on with your year, this turns them on about you, which is weird. They like you because you're not throwing yourself at them. Okay, they're turned on by this. I'm also getting like detachment too with the Four of Cups and the Hangman, from certain substances. Like I said, there's been healing here. You may have detox from certain substances like alcohol or maybe overeating or something like this, and you brought health into your life, and they're hella turned on by you because of this. All right, let's take a look at your oracle cards. We have Oshun, cleansing rain, emotional release, healing, and renewal. Again, oh my gosh, healing. Yeah, you healed something within yourself, pile one, or perhaps you're a healer. You may be a doctor, a nurse, or just a spiritual healer of some kind. Maybe you helped heal them. Maybe they underwent some sort of disaster and you helped heal them. You joined up, you teamed up with other people to help heal them or heal yourself, and they're turned on by this. Okay. You've renewed yourself. You've maybe let go of situations that were very toxic and cataclysmic. Maybe there used to be a lot of fighting or chaos or all this kind of stuff, and that's all gone away. And they're turned on by you because of this. Maybe you had a turnaround in your character, the way you carry yourself. So I feel like they're turned on by you because you represent a major force of healing for them. You may have healed something in their lives, or healed something in your life, or healed the way you go about things. You may have healed your own body, healed your way of life, your way of thinking, your way of being. Maybe you used to be more clingy. Now you're more about yourself. You're more detached towards things that maybe aren't good for you, or detached towards toxic patterns, ways of being. Perhaps you've broken a toxic pattern with this person, and this is what they find to be a turn on about you. You have released certain negative emotions and you've renewed yourself, pile one. Okay, so we are getting into connect with nature. Okay, pile one. You are all about healing, pile one. You are a force of healing, pile one. I feel like you use nature to heal your body. You may wear natural fibers. You are one with nature. You're one with nature, pile one. You may like to go outside a lot, be in a garden or go for walks in a forest, be outside, that kind of thing in nature. And this turns men on about you. You may be very outdoorsy. Perhaps you used to stay indoors a lot, and you've changed that. You've had a radical transformation, and you now like to go outside and connect with nature and sit under a tree, or walk by a river, or swim in the river, or go for long walks or something like this. And men are turned on by you when they see you doing this. Okay, when they see you out walking, even by yourself, or maybe you're walking with a group, it turns men on when they see you do this. Okay, men really like your skin. They like your skin tone too. Okay, and I'm not. It is a range here. I mean, it's chocolate. It's a medium tone. It's a pale. There's something about the evenness of your skin. It's very even, very radiant, and glows. Your skin glows with health. It radiates with a certain balance. Your health is very good right now, pile one. Okay, you may eat lots of greens, vegetables, fruits, this kind of thing, and this turns men on about you. They feel that you are really good about what you put into your body. You don't just accept, you don't eat trash, you don't allow just anything into your body. You're picky about what you put into your body. And men find this to be a huge turn on. Okay, we are getting manifest number 2. It says here, I choose courage, I am love, my voice matters, abundance finds me. Pile 1, I feel like you've been doing a lot to address your internal energy. You've gone within and you have reformatted the landscape of your inner life, your thoughts, your emotions, the kind of emotions that run through your body regularly, the kind of thoughts that run through your mind regularly. You have clamped down control over it. I see that with the meditative energies coming through. You choose your thoughts. You're very selective. You don't allow negative thoughts that are damaging to your self-esteem or your aura or your energy to run rampant in your mind any longer. Perhaps this used to be the case. You stop that. I'm getting like affirmations. Maybe you say certain affirmations to yourself every day. This turns men on about you. That you choose the thoughts. You choose your aura. You choose your energy. You don't let life dictate it. You don't let things just be random with you. Pile 1. Okay. This is a big turn on for men around you. It's a big turn on. You have manifested something in your life because of this. This has been a method for you. You're prayerful, you're meditative. I see a candle being lit here. You have set intentions in your life. You're very intentional, Pile 1. You're very intentional. Like I said, something may have happened and you realize, oh my gosh, I cannot let my life, the patterns of my life run or go awry like I did that time. I'm done with that. Letting things go out of control to we have a big snafu and a big downfall. No. You're done with that, Pile 1. And maybe they knew you at this time when things were rampant, when negative energies were going rampant or things were going out of control in your life, or maybe they knew you after, but they have picked up on the fact that you're very measured, you're intentional, and you choose positive and empowering thoughts. Your vibe is very inspirational to them. You have like a very positive, uplifting energy and you vibrate high, Pile 1. This is a turn on for them. I think like this person has dealt with people in the past that were very toxic, fine with raining brimstone and thunder upon certain situations with their words. Okay, we're getting tower, we're getting pe, which is the power of words. And they've dealt with people who were like just saying crap and saying negative, toxic things, and you are the opposite of that energy. Maybe you've made a transformation, you stop being this person, or maybe this person met you and is comparing you to a past situation or a past person. This is a big turn on for them because you are positive, Pile 1. You choose positivity, you choose healing, you choose purity, you choose intentionality. You're crafting your life with a certain image in mind and you keep all the negative energies out. No, you don't do it, Pile 1. You keep clean energies going through your body, your mind, your thoughts. You choose green. You choose healthy. You choose natural. Wow, Pile 1. So next we are getting Arianthrod, which is a Welsh name meaning silver wheel, okay? Or silver circle. So Arianthrod is a very major figure in Welsh mythology. She's a Celtic goddess associated with the moon, stars, fate, and magic too. Magic. Okay, so this is very magical energy that we're seeing here. So there's something very special about you, Pile 1. You may have certain ancestry that this man find very sexy about you. Okay, man or men. So you may be African, Pile 1. You may be Welsh. You may be Latina. I'm getting that. I'm definitely getting like a Celtic Welsh vibe as well. I'm also getting just straight up African. I'm also getting maybe Latina or Indian, something like this, okay? And they associate your culture or your background with something very magical energies. You know, Arianthrod is a symbol of female power and independence. And, you know, we talked earlier about it being a turn on to this man or men in general, that you are very like self-sustaining. You're not looking for clout. You're not looking to add men to you to give you clout. You're not looking to get your energy through nefarious means or like, you know, by siphoning energy from other things. You like to go within, clear out everything, be pure, be in line with nature, and this gives you your power. This gives you your independence. Remember I said you're detached, you let go. Okay? And again, we're getting sort of this idea that something's being reborn. You're being reborn, Pile 1. Okay? You have the power of rebirth on your side. I feel like you've revamped yourself, Pal 1. Okay, it's like you're giving 2.0 or something like this. Okay, you've made some major shift or change that either they know about or don't know about, but it's just that power is strong, okay, within you. And it's a turn on. There's this sense of renewal, a sense of purity. If I'm not mistaken, this is the Triskalia. I meant Triskelion, not Triskalia. And it represents constant motion. I feel like, Pal 1, you're not stagnant. No, you're not. You like to break things apart that are wrong. You break things apart that are wrong. You may have had a breakup from someone who was toxic, or broken up with certain toxic patterns, and you like to keep it moving. You regenerate. Okay, this is a huge turn on for men. You're not a stagnant creature, Pal 1. You're not one of those people that they're like, this is who I am, take it or leave it. That's just how I am, and I'm not going to change for nobody. You know, you're not like that, Pal 1. You evaluate what changes you need to make based on, am I happy? Am I being benefited? Am I, clean? Am I pure? Am I being non-toxic right now? Is my situation clean? Is it pure? And if some major change needs to happen, you will make it, Pal 1. This is a huge turn on for men when they think about you or see you. Okay, we have hope. Yeah, so you are very positive for sure. You're very positive, Pal 1. You don't let yourself stay, like if you've been depressed or something like this, you're not sticking with depression. You don't let anything have a stronghold within you. I don't care what it is, anything toxic, depression, illness, negative patterns of communication, being stuck or stagnant, maybe stuck inside the house or whatever. You don't let anything have a stronghold on you that is toxic or not good for you. You don't. You let these things go, and you hold on to hope. You hold on to high vibrations. You hold on to positivity. That's a huge turn on, Pal 1. Men like the way you wear your hair. That's coming through very strongly as well. Men love the way you wear your hair. You may have maybe something you put in your hair too. You may put artifacts in your hair, or like a clip or something in your hair to hold your hair down. Men find that to be a turn on. They like this feminine, and it's cute, and it suits you. Okay. We're getting emotional resilience, the seal. Okay. Pal 1. You're not a wilting daisy or a wilting lily or anything like this, Pal 1. I feel like the man you're thinking of, or men in general, understand that you've been through things and you keep it moving. You keep trudging through life. You are resilient. You don't let life beat you down or keep you down. Okay? You keep it moving, and you keep trying, and you stay resilient. You've been through some rough waters. You've been through some toxic situations in life, and you're vibing. You're moved on past it, period. I feel like you may be a strong swimmer too. That's coming through. There's a lot of watery, like you may be a really strong swimmer, and men find that to be a turn on. Men love the way you look in your bikini. They love the way you look in your swimwear. You may wear like a bikini. I'm seeing a bikini here, bikini here, bikini here. So if that's not true for you, then men may visualize the way you look in a bikini and think that you would look super hot in a bikini, and this is why they're turned on by you. Or maybe they visualize the way you look in your underwear, something like this. Or they've seen you in your bikini or your swimwear and thought your body was banging. Pal 1. They're turned on by your bikini or swimwear body. Men are turned on by your bikini or swimwear body. Let me repeat. Men are turned on by the way you look in, your swimwear. If you don't tend to expose yourself in this way, I'm telling you that men have seen the outline of your body, or a man has, and thought that you would look fantastic in some swimwear. They'd like to see you in some. Okay? They also have noticed that you're a really good swimmer. Men are turned on by this. Perhaps you like to be in the water. Men are turned on by the fact that you're a watery creature. Pal 1. You may have given up on swimming for a time, but I'm telling you that, return to it, because it's good for you, number one. And number two, men find you very attractive when you do that. They're really turned on by it. We're getting green Tara. When I act with kindness, I'm filled with joy. I'm getting a lot of green. You have filled yourself with greens, pile one. You eat very healthy. You eat salads, avocados. You really turn that around. Maybe you used to not eat that. Okay, but you've been introducing more and more of these things into your diet. Men find it to be a turn on when they see you eating healthy. They're like, oh, she's taking good care of her body. It makes you look good. You glow from within. It makes you look very sexy because your skin is glowing. Your body is giving, very healthy shape. Yeah, you have a glow, Paula. Remember I said your skin is very radiant. There's something about your skin that glows. Men are turned on by this glow in your skin. I'm seeing it here, 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 here. There's a glow. There's a glow in your skin, Pal One. It's very sexy. And men are turned on by it. Men are also turned on by this, I don't know, you live a very green or healthy lifestyle. Men love that. You may do yoga. Men are turned on by the fact that you do yoga. They see you doing yoga and think it's beautiful. It looks beautiful on you when you do it, okay? We're getting a beautiful disaster, okay? Within the depths of past trauma, what did I say, Pal One? That you've been through something that shocked you to your base. Or you were raised or came from a past where there was some sort of chaotic or violent or very turbulent environment that you were in. Or maybe you were in a very toxic relationship, or there was a lot of yelling and fighting and, just a lot of chaos. And, or something fell apart, or you lost something, or maybe it was a major illness. I don't know what it is, Pal One. Maybe you came from a war-torn part of the world. There was a lot of violence, and you have sunken to the depths of your trauma and used it as an opportunity for healing. Pal One, we keep coming back to this. Your healing is a huge sexy turn on for someone or for men who are aware of this. You confronted the pain within you, and you began that journey of healing from within yourself. You're not a crybaby, Pal One. You're not a wilting flower. You are able to rise from the depths. You have strong, I don't know what it is. You got strong energy. You don't fade away. You stand strong, Pal One, from within. It's a big turn on. I feel like men really like your tummy, your abs, or the shape of your stomach. They feel that it goes in. It goes in. So even if you don't expose your belly, maybe you don't wear crop tops, maybe you do. I don't know. If you do, they love it. It's a turn on. Okay, that's what I'm getting. But if you don't, men like the shape of your tummy underneath your clothes. They feel it's proportioned correctly. It looks very nice. It goes in. That's what I keep getting. It goes in. So you don't have to be a size 6, size 7, size 8 for this to be true. You could be a size 12. You could be a size 14. All I know is Spirit is saying that men like the way your tummy goes in. Or maybe you wear good shapewear. I don't know what it is. Your tummy goes in and it comes out. They love that. They find that to be a big turn on. Yeah, I think that for sure you went through something, but you've come out of it like a phoenix rising up from the ashes. And, I feel like you may have had some kind of downfall, but then you came out of it more beautiful than ever. Okay. Now, I'm also getting for some of you an additional message coming in is that men find you to be a turn on because it's like you got this sort of crazy tempestuous schedule or life circumstances going on, but you just look beautiful in it. Okay. You look beautiful in it. Maybe you've had some ups and downs in your life and things are kind of crazy. I don't know specifically how, okay, because no one's life is perfect. But I'm seeing a disaster here. I'm seeing a disaster there. There's been something that went on or something is currently going on for some of you, and they feel that you handle this sort of tempestuous, chaotic environment really well. In fact, you look beautiful in it, Pal One. You look gorgeous in it. You handle it really well, and it's a turn on. Perhaps you're a bit of a wild partying chick at times. You go through phases where you like to just let your hair loose and you're like a rock star. You go to concerts, you party loud, you may be loud at times, and men, you may have a mode that you get into, and men find it to be a turn on when you get into this mode. You get into this wild-eyed, wild-haired mode. It's like a venting that you do. Where you all of a sudden you're just like, you let loose, you cut loose, you're like, screw it, I'm just gonna be do this stuff. And men are turned on when you get like this, because it's about the balance of things. Pile 1, they've seen that you are controlled. They can tell by the look of your body that you don't overeat, or they can see that the rest of your life is in order. So when they see this happening, they understand it's for a reason, or it's seasonal, or or maybe even when you're mad. I feel like when you're mad, men are turned on by your anger at times. Yeah. They're turned on by your anger because you don't F around, pile 1. If it's necessary, you bring it if it's necessary. And I feel like you're choosy about when you get angry. But when it comes, like you say, it's like, you're not going to like me when I'm angry. They're not going to like you when you're angry, but you can't help being beautiful when you're angry, pile 1. And some men are turned on by your anger. Very interesting. We got acceptance. Hel. Hel is a goddess. Yeah, Norse. And I failed to talk about Oshun earlier, goddess Oshun. But she's like a watery goddess. She's like a mermaid in the Yoruba culture in Africa. So we have that cleansing rain. She's a watery goddess. And here we are getting a goddess of the underworld. And it's making me think of the river Styx for some reason. Again, we're kind of back to that watery theme. I think you may be a swimmer. You may like the water, pile 1. And I feel like when you go swimming or you get in your swimwear, that's a turn on for men. She's a goddess of the underworld. She's half beautiful, half flesh-toned, half black, half corpse-like. The duality between life and death. Now, what I'm seeing with this, pile 1, is that men are turned on by you because you accept transitions. You accept necessary transitions too. Remember I said something about not being stagnant? You don't get stagnated. Pile 1. You work through your stuff. You buckle down. You do whatever it takes to get yourself from one state into another. You don't stay stuck. It's a huge turn on. You are able to be stern. You're able to be firm. You're able to have that unyielding control, unyielding self-control even when it is necessary. And men really, really turned on by you. They love your self-control. They are turned on by this transition that you've made too. They're turned on by the fact that even if when things look crazy or whatever, it doesn't stay that way with you. They're turned on by that. Okay, next we are getting Foxy Brown attitude. Right. So pile 1, you're spicy. You have a certain gravitas about you, okay? Your attitude is confident and it is bold. Okay, you have a bold attitude about you. You're unapologetic when it comes to the way you carry yourself, the way you come across. You make no bones about who you are. Okay, and I feel like it's this confidence that allows you to reject. Yes, you reject certain offers because you're like, I know who I am. I know what I need, what I require, what I deserve, what I don't need, and this is a turn on for men. You're a woman who knows herself, pile 1, or you're a person who knows themselves, and you're unapologetic about your attitude on who you are. You're unapologetic. That's a turn on. You don't lack confidence, pile 1, okay? Remember I said you're not a wilting flower. None of this. We got vulnerability. You're authentically vulnerable at the right time with the right people. You're willing to share things you struggled with, powerful events in your past, or how much you cared about someone, making others incredibly drawn to you. Pile 1, you're a very interesting mix. I'm seeing confidence. I'm seeing certainty, surety. I'm seeing duality. I'm seeing owning your bold side, the things that have gone wrong, and owning your health, taking full charge of the wholesomeness and the healthiness in your life. You maybe have shared some of the struggles that you've had. You don't hide the struggles. See, that's another thing. I feel like if you've had struggles in your past, and we touched on that earlier, that keeps coming up, this disaster that you dealt with, or maybe they were aware. Men are aware that you dealt with this struggle, Men are aware that you dealt with this struggle. Perhaps you shared it with them, or they just are aware of it somehow. And they saw that you were able to make it through the struggle and come out glowing better than ever. Okay, glowing, the picture of glowing health. For example, say you dealt with an accident or something like this. Okay, you not only recovered from that accident, but maybe you became an athlete, or you maybe you lost your finances or your job and things fell apart for you in a certain part of town, and you had a huge bounce back. You now have a better career. Maybe you upgraded your education. You've reaccumulated your wealth again, and you did it on your own. You're strong, and you shared your struggles. And men find this to be a turn on, to be honest. Okay, they find this to be a turn on, that you're able to pull yourself up and keep it going. You have strength from within. Okay, we have Jumbi masks. So Jumbi is an African goddess. Okay, this is from the Abiola Abrams African Goddesses deck. Okay, she's Caribbean, actually. She's a Caribbean goddess. It's kind of terrifying, supposed to be a scary thing. Shadowy. A Jumbi is like a protective spirit, a watchful spirit that walks high above the ground. Okay, it's elevated. And this is about working with, I'm getting shadowy. This is about working with your shadow element. Okay, men are turned on by you, Pile 1, because you don't run from your dark side. Remember I said you kind of embrace it. Sometimes you let it out. You're real with yourself. Okay, you're real with yourself. You let it out. Okay, so Pile 1, I think that we may have missed some of the audio on this because the camera mic was turned off. I don't know for how long, but I'm going to back up a little bit and kind of go over Jumbi, the masks, real quick. Men love the way you address your shadow aspect and work on yourself. Men love it when you wear a tube top. If you have worn a tube top or worn a sleeveless top or dress, men are turned on by the way that looks on you. They like seeing your bare exposed shoulders, your cleavage, your chest. That's a big turn on for men. Men like how we got Orduja, which is a warrior, a female warrior from the Philippines. She fought in certain battles. She tried to, I think, take over India at one point, and she could hold her own in battle against men. Men are turned on by the fact that you can hold your own in certain activities. Like, for example, maybe in basketball, you're good at basketball, you can hold your own around men. Maybe in gaming, in the world of gaming, you can hold your own around men. Maybe in the world of I don't know, as an example, maybe playing soccer, or you might be good at martial arts. You may be actually a fighter and you can hold your own. Perhaps men have tried to fight you and you have been like, no. So if you may be in a relationship and men have come at you to fight you and you have shown them the fire, okay, you're not intimidated by men that try to come on strong. If they're angry with you, you show them your own fire. You're not a sub like that, Pile 1, okay? You got your own power. You stand strong from within. You're not easily intimidated. In fact, you can throw in your own blows, throw in your own fire. And they are turned on by this, actually, in you, Pile 1. Pile 1, I'm also getting with 10, the sun in Pisces, that you are... Men really like looking at your body, okay? They like looking at your legs. They think your legs are sexy, long, athletic. They look very feminine and sexy, Pile 1. Men think that you're very, your legs are very strong and very, very flexible and very adroit. You know how to sort of like, you can do like a one-legged stand. You can run, you can swim, you can walk, you can cross your legs. Your legs are very like shapely and strong, and men are really turned on by that. Men like it when you bend over. They like the way you look when you're bent over. They like the shape of your butt, the way it looks when you're bent over. Again, I'm getting that like stomach area. Men really like your stomach. Like I said, you don't have to be a size 4, Pile 1, okay? I'm talking about like it just goes in. Doesn't matter what size you are, it goes in, and they love that. You may be a corset wearer, and maybe you do. Yeah, I'm seeing like a corset coming through for some of y'all. or you wear like a girdle or something, and it really shapes you out, and the way your curves look at the top and the curves look at the bottom, men are turned on by this. Men are also turned on by your wild hair. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. I'm getting like dark wild hair just going everywhere. Okay, if you have like a big hair, or hair that's really curly and spirally and just kind of shoots out everywhere, or it's wavy. I'm seeing wavy hair, wavy, but I'm also seeing curly, spirally hair here, and dark too, to be honest. You could be a redhead. You may also be a blonde. I'm getting that as well. Okay, or strawberry blonde, with hints of red. So men like your hair quite a bit. They like, if you wear braids, they like that. Turned on by your hair, for sure. The wildness of it. There's a wild element to your hair, pile 1, that they really, really feel turned on by. Now, if you are a dancer or athletic or something like this, men like to watch you move. They're turned on by the way you move your body. You may be a professional dancer, or may have been, and men have memories. They think back on those times where they saw you dancing, and they're really turned on by that. They love the way you move your body. You're very sexy. Men like the fact that we're getting the 8 of Cups here for you. Men like that you know when it's time to move on, pile 1, and you move on. You move on from them. Men are turned on by the fact that you leave them behind and you go on to live your life, and you focus on your life, and it's not a put on. You are for real. You move on, and when you're moved on, you're moved on, and you have just important things to go do. You may have partied with them or hung out with them, but then you moved on, and so this causes them to miss you, pile 1. Men miss you. You make men miss you, pile 1, and they're turned on by you because of this. Men also like to turn on by the fact that you know how to walk away from like excesses and over drinking or over partying. You know when it's time to put it up and walk away and move on. Okay, they're turned on by this sort of restraint and sort of self-control, and the way you carry yourself with dignity, the way you carry yourself and you move on. You're like, I've had enough, and this self-control and this ability to sort of you're like, I respect myself and I respect my body, and I've had enough. Men may also find you to be a turn on, that you are their baby mama. If your baby daddy or your husband, if you've had children for this person, they are turned on by that fact. Okay, they're turned on also by your pregnancy body. Whenever you had gotten pregnant, they were turned on by how you looked when you were pregnant. Your breasts were full, your tummy was looming with child. They absolutely love that. Maybe they wanted to take lots of pictures of you when you were pregnant, or they liked taking pictures of you when you were pregnant. They loved your pregnancy body. Your pregnancy body was beautiful. Or, if you're pregnant right now, then they find that to be a turn on. And that is what I'm seeing in your cards, pile 1, for you, as to why do men turn you on. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope it resonated. I know it was a bit long, but I hope you enjoyed it and valued it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you in the comment section. Thank you so much for stopping by. Your energy is beautiful. Take good care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye. Welcome to your reading, pile 2. What turns men on about you? We're going to find out today, pile 2. So you may have chosen the Pectinidae, orange scallop seashell, Pectinidae. Very beautiful. And you may have chosen the Cancer, Aries, or Pisces sign. Now, this could also be your ascendant, or I would recommend you pick, if you're looking for, this could be your sun sign, your ascendant, or it could also be in your birth chart. This could also be your Venus sign in your birth chart, which would reveal your unique style of love or romance, pleasure, how you attract and express affection. So you may want to find that placement on your birth chart, and if it whatever sign dominates there, you can link it to the reading in that way as well for greater accuracy. Or you could look at that and look at your sun sign, your ascendant. You can watch all three that land on your you can watch any pile that lands on your ascendant, your sun sign, or your Venus sign. Okay, all right, so let us begin this reading. I'm going to just start off by reading the energies psychically for a bit. So pile 2, men find you to be a turn on because in general you're very successful. Men are turned on by your success in life. You come across like you have had victories. You may also have been very victorious when it comes to like buying property or like in legal matters or something like this. And I feel that men are very turned on because of your legal savvy, your financial savvy. I know that sounds weird, but you know, and I don't think necessarily when someone's turned on by your successes in the material world, or you know, or your legal acumen or anything like this, that means they're a gold digger. It just means that's what turns them on. I don't know if you guys ever heard the term sapiosexual. Some men are turned on by a woman's intelligence, you know, and that relates directly to the libido, even though it's about the woman's mind and how or the person's mind, how intelligent they are. That translates to the libido, and all of a sudden they're turned on, you know. So that happens in the realm of money and finances and business success and legal success. They just feel like you have a really good business acumen, pile 2, and this turns them on about you. I also feel like, pile 2, men are turned on by you because of your creativity. You're very creative and you're very attractive, pile 2. I'm definitely getting that vibe. You're very attractive, you're very creative. Pile 2, men find turned on by you because of how intuitive you are. I feel like you have a strong sense of intuition, pile 2. Okay, you're very empathetic. You express sympathy really well. If someone's telling you about what went down or what went wrong, you know how to be that ear of it that's nice, that's sweet. That's, oh, I'm so sorry you went through that. Oh, that sucks. And you know, you just know how to be that source of sympathy and intuitive care. Okay, and men are really turned on by you because of this. Again, you know, I'm getting that there is something about your sense of you take initiative. Okay, you start things going for yourself. You don't wait around to be led around. You are self-starter, pile 2, and that's a turn on for some of the men in your life that have dealt with you. They're attracted to you because of this. Okay, they're turned on by you because you're a self-starter and you know where to go. You may be a cardinal sign. You probably are, yeah, with some of these. I think Aries is a cardinal sign, if I'm not mistaken. I'm also getting pile 2. That, again, this is emotional sensitivity that you have. You're very attuned to emotions and you're very sympathetic. And, you know, this is something that turns them on about you, pile 2. You're just a sweetheart, pile 2. You're very kind, very caring. Let's go ahead and move the zodiac signs over and your Pectinidae orange scallop seashell over to the side right there, and let's take a look at your tarot cards, shall we? We have the Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Oh my gosh, didn't I say your business acumen? Your business acumen, pile. Oop, I'll put your cards down here. Your business acumen, pile 2, is a turn on for some men. Pile 1 may have to back up a little bit. I think the mic was turned off on my recording here, so I've turned it back on, and I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen again. But what I was saying earlier, we're going to back up to the Page of Cups. Okay, the Page of Cups is, you know how to create a dreamy situation. You're a bit of a dreamer, and you can recreate dreams. You create situations that make men very happy. You can create a dreamlike atmosphere for men, or just period. Okay, in your home, you can make yourself look very dreamlike. You know how to appear like you came out of a dream, pile 1. Okay, you are very sensitive to men, the needs of the situation. You're very sensitive to men's, you know, needs or solutions, or how things should be done, or feelings. You're very sensitive to others' feelings, and you know how to cater to them very well. You're a good nurturer. You're a great hostess, pile 1. You're a great hostess. Men are really turned on by this in you. Men feel that you know how to throw a great party, pile 1. You know how to entertain to the nth degree. You know how to make people happy and give people a happy ambience. They love the way you entertain. They're turned on by it, in fact. Okay, men are turned on by the fact that you serve drinks or something like this. You may be a good bartender or know how to mix drinks really well. Men are turned on by it. Men are turned on by the fact that I feel like you know how to create happy surprises. You know how to cheer people up. You know how to create something that puts a smile on people's faces, because you're dialed in, a pile 2. You're dialed in, you're tuned into emotions. I talked about you being sensitive earlier and having psychic powers. You're very intuitive. You're very psychically attuned. and you can pick up on signals, and you know how to, deliver in that regard. So everyone around you always feels like, oh my gosh, why is this setup so perfect? Why is this party so perfect? How come you're so perfect? Power 2, okay? So they're turned on by this thing where you just know how to be perfect. Like the perfect dream, the perfect setting, the perfect woman, the perfect body, the perfect shape, the perfect clothes, the perfect ambiance, the perfect environment. Perfectly knowing how to attune to needs even before they've been expressed. Yes, men are turned on by this in you, okay? Now, with the King of Swords, we're getting that men are also turned on by the fact that you are about the truth, okay? You're about the truth. You face the truth head on, and therefore you're able to make great decisions. You're a master in the realm of thought, Pile 2. You're a great strategist. You're a really good thinker, Pile 2. And so because you have all the right information and you've assessed things correctly, you're able to make good decisions. And Pile 2, they're turned on by this. They're turned on by the fact that you think very clearly and you're very intelligent. Pile 2, they're turned on by the fact that you're very disciplined. Some of you may be very slim. You know how to watch your diet and take good care of your body. You don't, or even if you're not very slim, you just keep a certain shape. You don't let yourself get sloppy, okay? Pile 2, they are very turned on by this. I feel that they're also very turned on by your breast shape. You may have, that, what is it called? Is it pearl shaped? Or you may have, oh yeah, a teardrop shape. Yeah, you may have a teardrop or like a bell-shaped breast, and where it, you just have this round plumpness on the bottom, part of it. And I just feel like men really are turned on by that shape of breast. You may have that shape of breast, and if you don't, men like the shape of your breast, period. Okay, so that's a very specific message, but men are really, it's a big feature for you. You may have big breasts, Pile 2. Okay, or you may have very full shaped breasts, or pendulum shaped breasts, or something like this, and it's very full and round, and men are very turned on by it. Men are turned on by the fact that you think clearly. You're not over emotional, despite being very attuned to feelings and emotions, and you're able to cater and anticipate needs and cater to needs, and you're very dialed in, very tuned in. Despite this being the case, you're also very calculating. You're very mentally adroit and adept. You can strategize really well. You can think, and that makes sense, right? Remember we talked about the scenario where you're stuck with very little, and you can create a warm meal, a nice comfortable environment, all this from the few items you have. That's Queen of Pentacles energy right there. It takes a sharp thinking mind to come up with these ideas and the creativity. So men are really turned on by your ability to make good decisions. Men are also turned on by the fact that you speak the truth, Pile 2. You speak the truth. You deal in the realm of truth. You say things as they are. You call things as they are. Men also think that, if you don't wear makeup, Pile 2, maybe you don't wear much makeup. If you do, then this still applies, okay? But it's possible you don't. And so men like the truthfulness of your appearance. They feel that you don't do too many augmentations. You don't do too much, or maybe you just wear your makeup in such a way where it doesn't look like you have a ton of makeup on, and you just look very natural and clean to them. They like this natural, clean look on your face. They really turn on by this in you. Yeah, men are turned on also by your self-discipline. You keep yourself, in shape or slim, or even if you're not slim, you keep to a certain shape. You don't go beyond those lines. Very rarely do you do that, and you're not sloppy in the way you look, Pile 2. Okay, they're really turned on by this. Okay, let's take a look at your next tarot card. We have the Fool, 0. Right away, I'm seeing that men are turned on by, there's a certain innocence to you. Okay, there's a certain innocence to you. Remember I said that you're not about the head games. Oh, I think that actually came through when the mic was out. I said it the last time. I didn't repeat it, but I did say it when the mic was out. I said it earlier. It didn't get recorded. But men like that you're clear. You don't play head games. You come right out with it. And what you see is what you get with you, Pile 2. Okay? They're turned on by the simplicity of you. They're turned on by the fact that you're just fun-loving and you're ready to go on an adventure. You're ready to roll with whatever life throws at you. You're not intimidated easily. You think it's fun. You view life as a fun adventure, and I'm feeling like this trickles down into your fun when it comes to sexually speaking. Your fun when it comes to going on adventures, to go check out different places. You're not a stick in the mud. You don't rain on the parade. They just feel that it's fun to take you. I feel like it take you along on a journey or a trip somewhere and surprise you, and you're okay with it. You're not going to fuss. You're not going to complain. You're just going to enjoy it for what it is. And they really enjoy this about you. It's a big turn on. Men are turned on by the fact that you are it's easy for you to laugh. Pile 2. You may laugh at jokes very readily. You have a sense of wonder about you. You wonder, like, men love how easy it is to entertain you. They're turned on by this. They're turned on by how they can discover something very interesting and come to you and show you something, and you'll be like all caught up in wonder about it. You're not going to be like, oh, well, that's okay. What is that? That's stupid. Next, you are able to see the wonder in what it is that they're saying or offering or bringing your way. You have the aura of a child. Part 2. There's a part of you that has this childlike wonder about life, and there's a certain sense of creativity and just winging it that comes with innocence. I'm getting that with the Page of Cups and now with the Fool. Pile 2, I feel like men think it's a turn on that you don't sit there and count the pennies. You're not exacting. I would say that you're not, or you can be. You can get into modes or phases where you're like, I don't care about nickel and diming everything. You don't keep track of spending. I'm not saying that you're foolish with your money, but I just feel like men are turned on by the fact that you don't nickel and dime everything, and that you spend your money freely, and that and this elicits them into sharing their pocket with you. They see that you're not counting the pennies, so they don't count the pennies either. You see, you just elicit this sort of like sense of innocence and openness and frivolity and gone with the wind kind of vibe, and men are really turned on by this in you. Yeah, men are turned on by the fact that you're willing to take risks. You take risks. You jump in for the adventure. You jump in for joy, and they're turned on by this. They like a little girl. You're like, you're just like a frisky little lamb, and they just love this about you, Pal 2. You may be young or young at heart, and they're turned on by this also. You're not stuffy or stuck up or anything like this, okay? But at the same time, you're very intelligent and very practical being. Okay, we got the 4 of Pentacles. So, Pile 2. Men are turned on by the way you, like I said, you maintain your shape, okay? I get the feeling that you don't vacillate in your weight a lot. You're not like 200 pounds today, 120 tomorrow, and then 180, 2 months from now, and then 140 the next day, and 240. What they see is what they get with you, and they're turned on by this. They feel like every time they see you, you're pretty much the same. You're pretty much maintaining your looks, your size. And even though you go through modes or phases where you are more free with your money and spending and you don't care, you also go through phases where you save your money, you hold on to your money, where you keep things together. You're not wasteful, okay? Pile 2. That's a turn on for them. They feel like you try to save them money too, honestly. They feel like you're very freely giving of yours, and you try to save them money, and that's a big turn on for them. I think that you give the opposite of a gold digging vibe, because maybe you're self-sustaining, you have your own income, and you're not trying to get them to pay for everything and all this. You're not a gold digger, and that's a big turn on for them. Pile 2, I feel that you keep records or something like this. You may, I don't know what it is. I feel like you may hold on to memories or messages. You don't throw things away, Pile 2. They find this to be a turn on. Now, I'm also getting, Pile 2, that you're not, despite having this fun vibe, being a great hostess, I would say that they view you as you're not always giving away that, that shell. You know what I'm saying? You're not promiscuous, Pile 2. That's how they view you anyway. And they feel that you are very conservative, and you are frugal. We talked about that already, but you're conservative. You're not always sleeping with like a bunch of different men or something like this. They find that to be a turn on. There's a certain innocence to you. You're not, you don't sleep around. You're not conniving. You're not playing mind games. You're pure. in some ways. Yeah, you're very pure, pile 2, and they like this. They're turned on by it in you, in fact. It's possible some of you may be virgins. You've not slept with a man before, or you rarely sleep with men, and they're turned on by this in you. Actually, they like this conservative control, that you're not just freely giving it out all the time. They are turned on by this. It's more valuable. Okay, they view your sex and they view it as more valuable because it's not just out there like that. You're a great hostess, you're caring, you're kind, you're all these wonderful things, you're intelligent, but you're not sleeping with everybody, and that's a huge turn on for them. All right, let's take a look at your next. Also, I feel like for some reason, for some of you, I feel like maybe you don't travel a lot. Okay, so pile 2. Now, another reason that you turn men on big, pile 2, by the way you shake that ass. I don't know what to tell you. Okay, I feel like there's something about the way you move your hips. There's something about the way you move your behind that it turns men on quite a bit. You might be a really good twerker or something like this. You might be able to twerk really well. Or when you dance, you move your hips in a very sensual way, and this turns men on big time. Okay. Now, some of you may actually be dancers or really good dancers, or you may even be like an exotic dancer, or may have been one, something like this. And I feel like you have turned men on, and you turn men on because of this. You have this sort of like woman of the night sort of vibe going on at times. Like, you know how to party. You party late. Maybe you may go out clubbing, or go out and then you go out clubbing, or go out very late to certain places, and you dress very sexily at times, and this is something that turns men on. Yeah, I feel like you are very addictive persona, pile 2. You're very addictive. You are very playful. Okay, you're very playful, and you give men great pleasure. So, like I said, I don't think you sleep around a lot, but when you do get together with someone, okay, you have a lot of fun. I feel that when you have sex with men, they get very addicted to your you-know-what. And, there's something about the way you feel that men just can't seem to get enough. They want more, they want more, they want more. You create a never-ending hunger in men, and that turns men on about you. After they spend time with you, they think a lot about what has happened, and they want more, okay? You give men a lot of pleasure, pal, too. I feel like you addict men. Yeah, you're very addictive, pal 2. You have some wiles about you. You know how to sort of seduce men. You're really seductive, pal 2. You know how to move your body in the right ways, and it's very appealing. Men are very turned on by this, pal 2. I feel like you know how to bewitch men. Yeah, you know how to bewitch men. You have a power there, pile 2. You're actually quite gifted at it. You know how to sort of spellbind men and keep them addicted and keep them coming back for more. You may actually literally cast spells. Maybe you might work with like witchcraft, and if you don't, that's totally fine. You may just have a natural ability. You're naturally gifted at spellbinding men, or seducing men, or lulling men, or pulling men in to pay attention to you, pay attention to your body. You're well versed in the arts of sexual seduction. You know how to dress in such a way that titillates men. You are very good in bed, pal 2. Very, very good in bed. And this is what turns men on about you. You have a very pleasurable body. Okay, let's just leave it at that. We got a Knave of Wands, which is the Page of Wands, pile 2. Okay, so pile 2, I feel that you're very exploratory. You're the opposite of boring, pile 2. You're the opposite of boring. You like to explore new things, explore new activities. You like to go check out different things. You're open-minded in the sheets and out of the sheets. You like to go check out different things, do different things, do something new. You have favorite things that you like to do. You're very exciting too. You really whip up a lot of excitement, and men are very turned on by this in you. Okay, you excite men, pile 2, with your body, the way you move. Do you have a very confident demeanor about you. You're just very adventurous, pal, too. You're the opposite of boring. I feel like, for example, you might be like, well, let's try this thing. Maybe you have a sexual partner, or you got a man that you're dating, or you have a husband, and, you know, you're not the one who's going to be stuck doing the same position for the next 20 years, okay? And maybe you got favorites. You may have favorites. That's the Page of Wands, your favorite hobby or your favorite way of doing things. But you're also adventurous and exploratory. So you will, from time to time, try different positions or try different activities or do something completely just off the wall, very, very different, or do, you know, BDSM or do whatever. Some of you may be into BDSM, and this is something men find to be a turn on about you. So you may come off kind of like conservative and clean cut on the surface, but when the nighttime comes, you know, you have like a whole different persona, or you may have a very active nightlife, or you may have an active alternative sexuality that you practice, like, you know, like I said, BDSM or something like this. You're just edgy. You're edgy, pal, too, and this is something that turns men on. Yeah, it seems like you have a dual nature. There's a part of you that's kind of clean cut and service oriented, and then you have another part of you that's kind of edgy and fun, and they can't get enough of you. You're very addictive. Wow, pile 2. Okay, so we got number 32, prioritize reflection. So yeah, pile 2, I see that you are caught up in your looks, and I don't mean that in an egotistical kind of way. I just mean it in the way, like, you pay attention to your looks, pile 2. You pay attention to the way that you look. Very important to you. You don't play with that, okay? You prize yourself on your looks. You take good care of your body. I'm seeing like dark clothes too, so some of you might like dress goth-like, or you have a very sleek appearance where you choose dark colors, or you choose edgy makeup or something like this. You favor these dark colors, and that's something the men feel turned on by when they see you. You may wear a lot of black leather, or, you know, dark clothes, something like this. You may also wear other clothes too, other different colors, but I've seen dark being featured prominently. I feel like you do something with your hair. You may wear your hair in such a way that it sort of sticks up and sticks out, or you may wear like head pieces that stick up and stick out, and the men are turned on by this. You may have head pieces that you wear. You may like going to these festivals. I feel like there's a festival, you know, where they have like the carnival, or like some sort of parade. You like to like get dressed and go out on the town and, you know, dress, and, you know, maybe come Halloween you like to dress up. You like to dress up, pile 2. Okay, you like to wear sexy outfits, wear outfits that are festive, and do certain special events. But the rest of the year, you're very conservative. The rest of the year, you like to put it up and put it away. But you just have this super fun side, pile 2, that turns men the heck on. Men are really turned on too by the way you pay attention to the details when it comes to your appearance. Your makeup is, if you wear makeup, your makeup is on point when you do. When you don't, you still look very good because you take very good care of yourself, and you pay attention to the details with your appearance, your clothes. You choose certain outfits, you choose certain looks pretty consistently. Next, we are getting number 8, outer strength and rejection. Okay, so pile 2, men find you very they're very turned on by you. They find you very sexually attractive and very turned on by you because you reject other men. Okay, you don't accept every man. Remember I told you earlier in this reading that you're not promiscuous. You find your sexual partner or your relationship partner, and you by and large stick with them. You stick with them. There's an innocence to you in that regard, you know, but you're like a freak in the sheets, you know, like in that vibe, you know, like when you found your partner, you stick with that partner, and you go all out with that partner that you trust. When you found one that you trust, that you're like, okay, this is the one I want to focus my attention on, you give it all. But whenever other men try to get with you, I feel like you get a lot of DMs and stuff like that, and you either ignore the DMs from other men. You're very attractive, pal 2, and so men are always contacting you and always trying to get in your pants, and you usually say no, or you don't bother responding to them. You're just good about fending off these people trying to men try to make a pass at you. You know how to sort of reject them and move on from them. Okay, in fact, I would say that you come across almost like a prickly cactus to other men that you're not dating. Okay, and men find this attractive about you. They're turned on by this in you. They're like, wow, so if she's being prickly with me like this, who is she giving it to? It just makes them even more turned on that you're so exclusive and you're so like, you're very like official and standoffish and very professional in how you do your love life. Pile 2, you're ethical. And this is what men find to be a turn on about you. Yeah. Wow. Fascinating. Okay, let's keep looking here. Why are men turned on by you, pile 2? We got Morgan, death and magic. Yeah, I'm just getting with Morgan, who is the Great Queen or the Phantom Queen in Irish Celtic mythology. She is often appears with like a crow or a raven. So here's what I'm getting, guys. I'm getting this serious goth vibe. I'm getting a goth vibe from some of you very powerfully. Pile 2, okay? Pile 2, I feel like there's some of you in this group that are really into that dark look. Dark-eyed makeup, dark nails, dark clothes. Yeah, I'm just getting like a fantasy vibe. You may be into fantasy dressing, like, you might be into cosplay, and I feel like this turns men on about you. I'm getting like a cosplay vibe with the festival outfits, and then, with the dark, like a dark witch vibe. So you're very witchy. You can be very witchy, and men are turned on by this in you, okay? It's kind of like, yeah, I'm getting like a fantasy vibe. Maybe you like to play video games, or you dress in this way. You have a certain dark allure about you. Very powerful energy. I feel like you may be a shapeshifter, pile 2. So men are turned on by the fact that you know how to be conservative and dress appropriately during the day. But then at night, there's this queen of the night vibe I keep getting with you, pile 2, where you transform. You get very either gothic, or you get very sexy, or you get very seductive, or you get edgy, BDSM, this kind of thing. It turns men the heck on. Perhaps you're also very magical. You practice certain magical arts. You might be into the occult, especially with the devil card coming up and the death. And I don't mean that in a bad way, okay? The devil card stands for magical practices that other people are scared of because of these false ideas, the false narrative that's been put out, appearances and all that sort of repel certain people. I'm not talking about you being a devil worshiper, okay? No. Do not worship the devil. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it. Don't worship the devil, okay? But what I'm saying is that in the world of the occult, I feel like you may practice like magic or do spell work or something like this. Okay, that's possible, and that's a turn on for men when they see this in you. We've got courage, more of that similar vibe, like a gothic vibe. Wow, pile 2. Men are really turned on by this in you. It's your energy. You're being totally real with yourself. This is your genuine expression. It's something that you're really into. I'm getting with the moon that you're very psychic too. You're very spiritual. You're very psychic. I'm getting lace, dark lace. I'm getting leather. I'm getting whips. I'm getting chains. That's a possibility for some of you, and I feel like men find this very sexy. Now, if this is not the case for you, pile 2, then I just feel like it's just as simple as when night falls, pile 2, you transform into a very sexy, edgy version of yourself. Super sexy. You dress up to the nines, latex boots or sexy bodycon dresses, and really beautiful makeup, and you glam up big time at night, and you get super sexy, and men really feel turned on by this in you. Men are turned on by how brave you are. You're very brave. You're brave when it comes to how you express your look. You're not scared of what other people think. When you make these transformations and you doll up, or you don't care about other people's opinions. You're being yourself, pile 2. You're not trying to impress anyone. You're trying to impress yourself, and you're trying to do what's true to you. And it is powerfully beautiful. And it's scary to some, intense. And, but it turns men on to see this in you, okay? It's a big factor. It's a big turn on. We got drive, the shark. So, pile 2. Yeah, I'm seeing that you're a good dancer too. You might be a really good dancer. Oh, did I say that earlier? Okay, yeah, I'm saying it again. So pile 2, I'm getting like a shark-like vibe out of you. I'm sorry, but it's a little scary. It's a little intense. I feel like you may be like a dominatrix. Maybe you might, you're a bit of a predator. Not a predator in a bad way. Not like a predator like you're breaking law. But there is sort of like an assertive vibe to you. Or alternate persona where you become just edgier, darker, and more strong. You're more assertive, or you're very imposing. You can be very imposing. And it's not everyone's bag, but the men that find you attractive they're very turned on by this. Okay, I get the feeling that for you this is fun. Others find it scary, but for you, you're like, wee, that's a good time for you, pal, too. Others might be look at you and go, ooh, that's those eyes. You might wear like contacts, or your eyes may be kind of like an icy blue, or you may wear these like really cool contacts that when you put them on, it's like you become this otherworldly creature. And it's just very imposing and intimidating, but also very, very hella sexy. Yeah, for you, this is all fun and games. Some others may find it scary, but you don't care. And this is part of what turns men on about you, pal 2. Pal 2, you're not afraid. You are brave. We're getting courage here, and then we're getting a young woman here riding a shark. That's scary. Riding a shark like it's a dolphin. So you do scary things, pal 2. You do scary things. You might have like a very scary, unusual pet or something like this. Maybe you may have a snake. You may have a snake for a pet, and it's kind of scary. But there are men who find it to be a turn on. That you're not afraid of those kinds of things. You're not the typical girl. You're not all squealy and just over like little like a bug or something like this. You're animal friendly. You confront, you face up to a lot of things that scare people, like the occult or like dark things, dark concepts, powerful concepts that other people that are very misunderstood. Yeah, there's something about you. I also feel like your friends, pal 2. You may have like very powerful, scary friends or friend in your life, and I feel like you may have very scary big dog or some scary kind of pet, like a big boa or an anaconda. So I don't know what it is. You may have like an unusual pet of some kind, and men are turned on by this. Interestingly enough, we got Oshun of Resurrection. So Oshun is a powerful and much loved Orisha deity in the Yoruba tradition, and she represents love and beauty. She's the goddess of love, beauty, wealth, and sensuality. Okay, now I feel like you've undergone some sort of transformation. Oh yeah, you do transform. You do these transformations. Yeah, you do these transformations, pal 2, that really turn men on. Yeah, she's like a mermaid, like usually she's a mermaid like type of figure. Yeah, men really love these transformations that you undergo. You might also be like a makeup artist or something like this. You're really good at transforming your face and making your face look stunning, giving yourself different looks, giving yourself a different vibe. You don't always wear makeup, but when you do, you can really like you channel different looks, and you can transform your face into these different stunning visions of beauty that turn men on, pal 2. Yeah, Oshun is definitely the goddess of beauty. So I feel like you really are a great channeler of beauty, pal 2. You've either mastered makeup or mastered dress, or the way you dress yourself. You know how to, like, this is how you seduce, okay? Is you get hot. You get downright hot, pal 2. You know how to transform yourself and become just a paragon of gorgeousness. We have Guan Yin. It's the goddess of compassion, Chinese. She's the bodhisattva of compassion and mercy. I treat everyone I meet with compassion and empathy. Pal 2. Though you're like this, there's a certain gentleness about you too. Okay, you're an incredible balance. Remember I said you have a certain sensitivity to your persona or your beingness. Okay, you're very sensitive to others. You're kind. You're not mean. You may be edgy. You may even come across as kind of caught up in your looks at times, but you are very kind. You're loving. You're compassionate. and you have a great amount of empathy for other people, and men are turned on by this in you. Okay, you show mercy. You show mercy, Pal 2. So you may be very intense at times, but if someone, I'm almost getting like, there's a safe word involved, or that you may be edgy, and you may do edgy things or push people out of their comfort zone, but you also know how to be sensitive to others at the same time. You know when to not do it. You know when to not be that intense. We have Earth Angel, Pal 2. You are an Earth Angel, Pal 2. Wow, you are something else, Pal 2. I feel like you work hard, you play hard, and you are incredibly kind. It's a big turn on, Pal 2. Yeah, you're very compassionate. You're very spiritual, Pal 2. I'm definitely getting that. You're very spiritual. You're into the occult. I feel like that for sure for some of you. Like a dark angel vibe kind of going on. Also, you are here to help and create comfort on this planet. I see that you create creature comforts. We saw that starting off. You're a great hostess. You're here to entertain others. You may be an entertainer. I see that you wear this headgear, or you know how to dress up. You may even be a dancer or something like this, a professional dancer. You're here to bring comfort and pleasure and joy to others. You're here to be kind, Pal 2, and it's a turn on. Someone's really turned on by this in you. Perhaps you're really kind to this person and they're turned on by this. You're kind to them, and men are very turned on by this in you. We are getting Chaos, Harpy. So remember I said earlier something about being like predator-like? And this is your alter ego. You have an alter ego where for fun, you kind of come across pretty dark. You come across kind of edgy and like you're the boss lady, like you're, I'm getting BDSM vibes. So you got this flip mode, you have this other side to you where you're edgy. So you don't lose sight of being a kind and compassionate person though. This alternate persona or ego is not here so that you can become mean. Oh no. The spirit of everything you do is to entertain, is to bring pleasure, is to bring yourself happiness, to entertain yourself, and that's just the bottom line. No, I'm getting that there is this sort of this edginess turns men on, this darkness, this coming across a bit like a monster. Okay, you might even do like monster makeup or something like this. That's possible. Or you just do very intense makeup is a turn on to men. You are a vixen, Pile 2. You're a vixen. Okay, you are hot. You are super duper hot because another synonym for harpy is a vixen. I'm not sure if you guys knew this. A vixen is a female fox. Okay, you are a fox, Pile 2. You know how to transform yourself, or you know how to transform yourself into one. Not basic, but you know how to be very appropriate. You know how to be very appropriate, very classy, but you also know how to get downright sexy, okay? And this comes through very strongly, and this is a big turn on for men. You are a fox, Pile 2. A fox. And I feel like wherever you go, you may create a bit of a chaos. You may create a bit of a chaotic scene where people around you, their feathers get ruffled a little bit when they see you. So there are people that are excited when they see you. Men get excited. Some people get offended. You are bound to get a reaction, Pal 2. You get a reaction out of men, and this turns them on. You get a reaction. There's no doubt. Okay. We have Roxanne Shante, which is defense. Yeah, Roxanne Shante is a female rapper. The first female rapper to ever have a hit single. Okay. I believe she was really popular like in the 80s. She went through a lot, Roxanne, and she's a fighter. Okay, she's a fighter. There's this idea, Pal, too, that you're brave, you're bold. You're brave and you're bold. You don't back down, Pal, too, from life's challenges. You stand up for yourself. Anyone comes at you, you're not easy pickings, okay? And this is a turn on for some men. They love how you fight for yourself. You stand up for yourself. You defend yourself. You don't just let people have at you I know I said earlier that you're a great hostess and you're a great nurturer and you're an earth angel, but you're not a pushover. Okay, so there's a great balance to you, pile 2. You're not someone people can just walk all over. No. So that's a turn on. So they love that you have all these qualities, and you don't change. You don't change these intrinsically good qualities about yourself. But that doesn't mean that you're a pushover, because if anyone tests you, you are ready to defend yourself, and you're ready to be like, and who are you? You do it with a smile even, okay? And this is a turn on for men. I feel like if men try to push you around, you don't allow it, even if you come across very sweet, soft, nurturing, all this, because you're very intelligent, you're very logical, you are, you've learned a lot. You're not naive, pile 2. You're not naive. Your nature is loving, but you're not naive. I'm getting saying goodbye. Your ability to not look back at the past and to move forward in the present sets you apart from others. You see your present as where you need to be, and you do not allow the past to hold you hostage. So yeah, pile 2, I'm getting this like bodhisattva vibe again. Legs across here, legs across there, legs across here. You're spiritual, for sure. You scare certain people. Some people think that you practice the dark arts or that you're demonic or something. That couldn't be further from the truth. You're a creature of light, pile 2. You're like a dark angel. You're an angel of light even, but you just cloaked in the dark. Okay, you're cloaked in the dark. You're attracted to dark colors, and you're a woman of the night. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way. I just mean that you like to party, or you like to go out at night, or you like to practice spells at night, or you love the nighttime or something like this. And there's this dark, edgy grittiness to you that men find to be a huge turn on. Now, saying goodbye. Yeah, I see that men see that you are not. Oh my gosh, you don't carry around baggage, pile 2. Okay, you don't carry around baggage. You're like, okay, I'm done with that. On to the next. I got that with the full card. There's this idea that it's happy-go-lucky. You're in the present, and you enjoy each moment fully. You don't sit there living in regret or dwelling on past pains and all this. You're fun. You're childlike. There's a certain innocence of funness to you that men find very, very sexy. Men are very turned on by this. You have a young vibe for sure. It gives you a young vibe, like you're a child, like you're a baby, and you couldn't care less about any of the crap that people try to put on you. This is childlike, baby-like vibe about you that's very fun. You just are not stuffy at all, pile 2. Okay, we have Sekhmet, wounded healer. So I feel like you're a fighter, but you're also a healer. Okay, you're a fighter, but you're also a healer, pile 2. Sekhmet in the world of Egyptology, or in ancient Egypt, was a lioness goddess, okay, of war and destruction, but also of healing. So I feel that you are a very interesting creature, pile 2. You are okay with breaking norms. You're okay with shattering illusions. You're okay with saying, yes, I'm going to wear this dark cloak. And I know a lot of people are going to think that this means I'm demonic, but I don't care, because I'm here to shatter illusions. Okay, you're here to shatter illusions, pile 2. And you're here to be bold and brave and carry on the face of something dark as a way to sort of teach people. So pile 2, I'm getting in here that men love your face. Men are very turned on by the way your face looks, the way you can transform your face into these different looks that are very hot and sexy and otherworldly. And I'm getting like fairy-like vibes, dark angel vibes, gothic vibes, beautiful, like ethereal or otherworldly beauty on your face. You're a very beautiful woman or person, pile 2. Now I'm also getting that, men, again, we're getting back to this, like you got these beautiful boobs, pile 2, okay, that really, really gets men's attention, turns them on. I'm also getting something about your eye color. You have a really pretty eyes. They could be like very intensely dark, or very, very pale, or like very icy blue, or something like this. There's something very striking about your eyes that turns men on. Also, there's something about your hair. I feel like there's some sort of headpiece that you wear. You may wear like a tiara or a crown sometimes, or a headpiece or something. I'm seeing it here. I mean, there's some sort of headpiece here that you wear here again, that you sort of like, I don't know if you wear it during certain events, or if it's a title. Maybe it's because of a title that you have, or maybe it's a crown, maybe you're a beauty queen, or I don't know what it is. There's something you wear, and I feel like it's a big turn on for men. They love seeing you in it. Wow. Right, so back to what I was saying about Sekhmet is that you want to break down these illusions, but you also want to heal. You're not trying to destroy humanity, pile 2, okay? You're not trying to destroy, you're trying to, with these scary images or anything like that, you're trying to heal something, okay? You use these scary or intense images to help heal something in humanity around you. And I feel like the person who's turned on by you recognizes this. Perhaps they believe in the same thing, and the man who is turned on by you, or the men who are turned on by you, get what you're doing. They get it, or they are transformed by it, and they understand. They get the message. They feel like you understood the assignment, and you're out here changing minds, changing lives by bringing this rare beauty into the world and getting people to not judge a book by its cover, seeing that there is power and holiness in the dark, not just in the light. Okay, very interesting. We have Pecta, monster, the Punisher. What did I say earlier? That there's something about, like, there's this idea that maybe you're trying to sort of portray a monster, or maybe you do a lot of like cosplay, and you do this sort of like, you like to sort of do, like, I see the light colored eyes again. It keeps coming up, pile 2. There's this intensity about you that you put out when you make this transformation, and it's like it's like for Halloween, or like maybe you like to, it kind of comes across like you're being scary, okay? Like maybe you're even punishing people. Perhaps in a way you're punishing people for judging a book for its cover, by its cover, okay? You're judging people for falling for false ideologies. There's this idea that demons are fallen angels, or something like this, or the demons are given the labels of demons, and there's a lot of different creatures that were given this label to sort of like make them unfavorable in the eyes of men by conservative Christianity over time. A lot of the entities that are under the label of demon are things like gods from other cultures, or goddesses from other cultures, or the jinn. These are gods and goddesses from other cultures that they wanted to make seem inferior, so they gave it the label of demon. And you're sort of trying to correct and heal that imagery. You're saying, no, don't fall for the lies you were told. This image that you have, maybe you're trying to teach people, this image I wear, it's an image of a very revered goddess by an ancient culture, and what it means is good things. Don't fall for the bad marketing, the negative marketing that this by the Christian culture. When they took over, the Romans took over, and everyone got converted to Christianity, they started saying that a lot of these gods from all these different smaller cultures, or from the Norse tradition, or the African tradition, or the Celtic, or whatever, that these were lesser, okay, that these were demonic even, okay. And so I feel like you're trying to sort of heal that, maybe consciously or unconsciously, and that's why you sort of indulge and have fun with these ideas, these tropes, these looks, these costumes, these alternative practices. Very interesting. Okay, so we have number 20, loving and trusting yourself. Again, we're looking at the mirror, pile 1. We're looking at the mirror here again. We have the mirror over here, prioritize reflection, and we have loving and trusting yourself. You might want to watch pile 1. I don't know. I keep saying pile 1, pile 1. I'm so sorry. But pile 2, what I'm seeing here for you is that you know certain secrets. You know certain secrets. You may be a well-studied esoteric occult person, or you may have studied something very deeply. Okay, and you know more about it, more about this thing than most people do. And I feel like you're trying to teach people things. You're trying to teach people the truth about something through the way you present yourself. And you understand that your looks are very powerful. Okay. Your looks are gorgeous, pile 2. Okay. This is something that turns men on. Men are turned on by your intensity, your depth, your knowledge, You're very, very intelligent. You're well studied. You're well learned in something. Men are turned on by this. Men are turned on by your creativity, or maybe you might have artistic skill. Perhaps you know how to paint or draw or something like this. Of course, case in point, makeup, right? Makeup is an art. You are literally painting your face and creating a different look every time. So men are turned on by this ability in you. Men are turned on by the fact that you love and trust yourself. You trust that inner message that you're here to deliver on planet Earth, to be good and to be true. And it's this confidence that you radiate out that turns men hella on, okay? Wow, pile 2. You're also very physically beautiful. Again, I keep coming back to your breasts. The breasts keep coming up, pile 2, as a feature that men are highly attracted to and very turned on by within you. You're very confident. Perhaps you go topless at times. I could see you going to like a foreign country where they have those topless beaches and you walking around topless like everybody else. Men love this about you, that you put it out there. I could see that maybe a few of you either were exotic dancers or you are an exotic dancer, maybe by night or something like this. Men are turned on by this in you. I also feel like maybe you may wear tops and not bother with a bra, and you show your nipples and all this, and I feel like it can be seen through your top, and your breasts are just gorgeous just as they are. You don't even need a bra. That's kind of like the vibe I'm getting. The fall, the slope, everything. Men are hella turned on by your chest area. We're getting the Knight of Wands. Yeah, so you're very enthusiastic when it comes to this thing that you do. There's something you're very enthusiastic about, pile 2. Okay, it has to do with your mission here on planet Earth. You're very enthusiastic. You move quickly. You take action. And again, I'm getting this adventurousness. We got that with the Page of Wands. Now we're getting with the Knight of Wands. You're very adventurous. You're ready for the next challenge. You're ready for the next adventure. We got that with the Fool card as well. You're ready to go on that next big adventure. You're like, wee, let's go. You're not afraid. You have courage. You're bold. You ride on the shark. You're like, that's where you have fun. Is doing the things a lot of people view as scary. You view as a fun adventure. Okay, you push through barriers and you try to break boundaries. You try to move further and further, outer and outer. You're almost kind of like extreme in how you view the world. You're very atypical in that way. It's a big turn on to men, and that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, pile 2. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it very resonant, please give it a thumbs up as well. I welcome your comments in the comment section. I look forward to chatting with you. You are a beautiful person. You have beautiful energy. Thank you for bringing your energy to this spread. Take good care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye. Welcome to your reading, pile 3. So you chose the Modern Goddess Tarot deck, or you chose this beautiful Nicobar Spindle Seashell. Okay, let's set this aside. Or you chose the Sagittarius, Aquarius, or Gemini zodiac signs. Now, this could be your sun sign, your ascendant, or this could also be your Venus sign on your birth chart too, because the Venus governs your love, romance, how you attract people, and how you express yourself, sexually, romantically. All right. So, pile number 3. Men are turned on by you because you are very, very, you're fun, you're adventurous, you have an independent spirit. Nobody can hold you down. Okay, you're not about doing what everybody else wants to do. I'm not saying you're not cooperative, pile 2, but I feel like you have a mind of your own and you sort of set the direction for your own life. You're very adventurous. You're ready to hop on the next fun thing or do something fun. You're not a stick in the mud, pile 2, and I feel like this turns men on. They love how fun and adventurous you are, both in and out of the sheets. Pile 2, I feel like men are really turned on by you because you're not the average, you're not the usual, you're not the typical. Okay, you are very, very unique. Yeah, you're very, very unique, pile 3. Okay, men are turned on by the fact that you're rare. They can't just be like, all right, well, I don't want to talk to you anymore, pile 3. I'll find another one just like you to replace you. They're not gonna find another just like you to replace you, and they know it. This is a part of the turn on they have towards you, is that you're unique, you're special, you're rare. You have traits that make you stand out as you're atypical in some key ways. Okay, pile 3. I feel that men are turned on by you because yeah, I'm just getting this very curious, adventurous vibe from you. Like you're like, what's that? And what's this? And oh, let me go try this thing. You're not boring. Part 3, you're the opposite of boring. This is part of why men are turned on by you. You're not stale. You're not afraid. You're adventurous. You want to try new things. So in a way, this makes you a very good partner for a variety of different types of people. So you're very versatile, okay? Meaning that you can get along with different types of people, have fun with different types of people. Your mind and your passions and your everything stretches out in different directions. So you're like a bag of fun, pile 3. Okay, you're a huge bag of fun. You're a fun partner to have. You're very sexy. You turn men on in that way. They don't feel like they have to be forced into certain categories to be with you. I mean, there is going to be some limitation, of course. You know, everyone's unique. Everyone's got their own, you know, you got to adapt to each person that you meet, you know, at least to some degree. So you do require some adaptation from your partner or men, but not too much. They feel that men are turned on by you because they feel that you let them be free. You in fact, you want to join in on the fun that they're having in a very, maybe even in a non-judgmental kind of way. Okay, that's very interesting. That's what I'm picking up on you, Pot 3. Let's take a look at your tarot cards. We have the Knight of Wands. What did I say, guys? That adventurousness is coming through. You're eager, you're enthusiastic. You want to go see, you want to go on an adventure. You want to take action, and you're not afraid, and you're not living in fear. Pile 3, okay? And this is a big turn on for men. Yeah, you're not living in fear. You're not afraid of what could happen or anything like this, okay? Yeah, you're very brave. You're very brave, Pile 3. I feel like you might be the type to try like new go somewhere other people haven't gone to, or go on an adventure, or do something different than your friends or family or people, you know. I mean, everybody has their little comfort level, okay? We all do. But yours is big, Pile 3, okay? You have a big, you have a lot of variety of things that you're comfortable with and that you're willing to try and that you're willing to open your mind to. We got the Strength card. I feel like someone likes that you're willing to take off with them. I feel like you're willing to go on trips with men. Men find this very attractive about you. Okay, so I see that you're very brave. You're very bold. Pile 3, men are turned on by this. Men are turned on by the fact that you are not easily intimidated. Yeah, you're not easily intimidated by what most people might find to be scary. You may have some big pets. Maybe you have some big dogs or something like this. So maybe you really love like animals that some other people might find to be very scary. You love these animals, and this is what turns men on about you, is that you're not put off by, you know, you're not a squeamish, that's for sure. You're not a squeamish person. I mean, maybe you got like a thing or two that you're squeamish about, but you are not squeamish when it comes to certain very big things, you know, to going in an adventure or trying something completely different or facing your fears. This turns men on about you. You're not a fraidy cat. We're getting the Star. Wow. Pile 3. So Pile 3, you're very peaceful, very tranquil. You chill. You're very chill. Very little ruffles your feathers, Pile 2. Very little ruffles your feathers. You're very chill, laid back, and calm. This is a big turn on to men. Perhaps they're used to dealing with people who are easily triggered or something like this, and you are like a breath of fresh air compared to these people. This is something they very much prefer. This person who's turned on by you is turned on by your peaceful, calm, and unflappable nature. Okay, you're not easily triggered. You don't, get all your panties in a bunch over nothing. You can handle big things and remain very calm, chill, and collected. I feel like you are their dream come true. Pile 3. Okay, I feel like there is someone finds you to be a turn on because you are their wish personified. Okay, you're their big wish personified. They had wished for someone like you. Okay, and there you were. And so that's a turn on to them, is that you have all these traits that they're looking for. This boldness, this fearlessness, your interest in looking far away and being open to traveling far away to faraway places with them or something like this. You have your eyes set on some distant goal, some distant wish, and they are very turned on by this in you. You might be into like astrology or, you know, astronomy even, maybe the study of the stars, not just for astrological purposes or for divination purposes, but for, you know, like space travel. You might be into sci-fi and they find this to be a turn on. Next, we're getting the Tower. So pile 3, I feel like you shatter a lot of their expectations of people who look like you, or of women, or something like this, okay? You go against the grain of what they expect, and this is what turns them on about you. Pile 3. You shatter strongholds of opinions and beliefs. So pile 3, you shatter their misconceptions about certain things. You are far-seeing, and you have a very avant-garde mindset. You just see things in a very futuristic and very, I don't know, like you think outside of the box, pile 3, okay? And you help them think outside of the box, and this is a huge turn on for men. Men are also shocked by your abilities, pile 3. They're shocked at your ability to be the queen of deconstruction. I feel like you help them deconstruct reality somehow. I don't know what it is. Either you deconstruct reality in their eyes by breaking through stereotypes. Maybe you're not typical. You're very atypical. Remember I said that earlier, pile 3. You have a very atypical energy. You're not the usual. You're not the norm. And so they really enjoy this about you, and they're very turned on by it. I also feel like you may be a rebel. You rebel against the way, you know, the status quo or the way things are usually done, and this is a turn on for them. I feel like, you know, in some ways you shatter their ego. You know, like, I'm just, as an example, like, I'm thinking of maybe a man who walks around his whole life thinking that, you know, in any case you can think of, men are usually physically stronger than women. This is just an example, okay? And then one day they get into an arm wrestling combat with you, and arm wrestling competition with you. This is just an example, guys, okay? And maybe because you lift weights or something, or you're very physically active, and you basically give them a run for their money. In fact, maybe either you beat them or you get very close to beating them, and they are shocked. You blow their mind in some kind of earth-shattering way, pile 3. And it's a big turn on for them. They love it. They find you very attractive and are very turned on by you with this powerful force within you, where you break trends, you break norms, you're free-spirited, you are futuristic, you think outside of the box, you're avant-garde, you're atypical, you're not scared, you're brave, you're very exploratory, and you think outside of the box. This could also be sexually and in the bed, and the way you express yourself, and it's a turn on, okay? So let's take a look at your next tarot card. We have the Chariot, okay? This is some powerful energies coming through for you, pile 3, okay? I feel that you have a lot of self-control, pile 3. A lot of discipline and self-control. And I get the feeling that, you know, it's possible that you may have some sort of disability. You know, you may be dyslexic, or you may be, maybe you have some sort of disability physically or something like this. But you are still, despite this disability or whatever it is that sort of kind of keeps you back a little bit, you are extraordinary in all the other ways, pile 3. You are extraordinary. You're well above average in all the other ways, and it blows their mind, okay? This is what they find so shocking about you, is that despite whatever limitations you have, you blow past all the norms, you blow past all the boundary points and all the expectations people have of you, or caps they put on your performance, and you shoot way past them, okay? And this is a big turn on for them, pile 3. Next, we are getting the Nine of Pentacles. Yeah, so I'm getting, man, you may be self-made. Yeah, you may be self-made, and you, wow, pile 3, you are something else. Okay, I feel like you're extraordinary. That's really what it comes down to. You're a cut above the rest, pile 3, and this is why they're so turned on by you. You're self-sustaining. You earn your own income. That's possible. You don't need them. That you have your own income going. You have your own sustainability going. You may have a garden. Perhaps you grow your own food or something like this. You do extraordinary things, pile 3, and this is why they're turned on by you. You may have an animal or bird that you have trained. You could be an animal trainer, and they're turned on by this because you show extraordinary ability and skill there. You're like an animal whisperer of some kind, or maybe you have, you train people, or you tame the beastly side of people. Okay, you tame the beastly side of people. Maybe you reform criminals for a living. Pardon me. You reform criminals for a living, or you reform drug addicts, or just animals that have had a hard time, or you're taken off the streets, and I don't know what. There is something extraordinarily brave, compassionate, and powerful that you do, or brave, compassionate, and powerful way in which you carry yourself despite your limitations, despite your circumstances, that turns them on. It blows their mind and it turns them on. We got the 8 of Cups. Okay, so you might want to watch it. Eight of Cups came up in pile 2 and in pile 1, actually. So all these piles may be for you. I recommend that you watch them all if you feel called. And you can assign them to different men, or just what men think of you in general. Now, pile 3, you're independent. That's really what it comes down to. I keep seeing independence. I think what shocks them about you, pile 3, is that there's something that goes on in your life where, you may have, like I said, some kind of disability or restriction, where most people might think, oh, poor pile 3, they probably need things, need people, need assistance, but you don't. You don't need them. You don't need anything. You're completely and utterly self-reliant and able to get on about your business, and you do, pile 3. It turns them on that you're able to walk away and get away, honestly, in a very disciplined manner, away from toxicity, away from fighting, away from things that are dark or negative, things that are falling apart, things that have been destroyed. You move on very quickly towards your own independence. And this is a big turn on from them. It could be that the man you're asking about is, maybe if you are, there's a particular man you've assigned to this pile. This could be an ex. This could be someone who has seen you leave someone or leave a situation behind that was toxic and moved on to create your own independent wealth, away from maybe a company that was falling apart, or that had toxic malpractices and stuff, and you moved on and you're powerful in your own right. And, or you just walk away from toxic relationships, maybe a toxic family. They watched you move on and get your independence, and they are turned on by the fact that you do not let limiting, toxic, or whatever type of circumstances to hold you back or hold you down, no matter what your condition. They are hella impressed, blown away, and super turned on by this. All right, let's take a look at your oracle cards, pile 3. We have There's Always a Way. See, what did I say? You are a juggernaut, pile 3. You have this resiliency about you. It just cannot be denied. Your path, your will cannot be denied, pile 3. You're able to make a way where there is no way and find your way free. They've noticed this about you, and it turns them on. You have overcome major obstacles, and I don't know what it is. I mean, please let me know in the comment section. It's pretty impressive, but it's your grit, it's your courage, it's your confidence, it's your perseverance, it's your follow through, it's your powerful sense of belief that turns them on about you. This is all, strength. These are all internal traits and characters. That is amazing, pile 3. We got the grind, number 31. So pile 3, they're turned on by you because you're a great cook. Perhaps you know how to make pastries, or there's something maybe you don't know how to make everything, but there's something you make really well, and they really enjoy this about you. If you're not a cook, then I'm also getting that Oh, maybe you don't like cooking or something like this. I'm also getting that you're very productive. Perhaps there's something that you make for your job, or there's something you churn out. It could be processing clients. It could be making some product. It could be, I don't know what it is. It could be digital. It could be physical. Maybe you have a business and you're very productive. You're very prolific. Maybe you write book after book after book, or article after article after article, or make item after item after item, or serve client after client after client. You are very prolific, hardworking, and they really, really feel turned on by you because of this. I feel like the person who is turned on by you, or the people who are turned on by you, really, really admire personality traits. They're really into personality traits. This person may be see beyond the physical. I'm not saying that you're not attractive, Pile 3. We're going to get back to that. I'm seeing a lot of reasons why they find you physically attractive and why they're turned on by you when it comes to your physicality. But I'm seeing that a lot of just personality traits, your soul, who you are on the inside, is standing out to them big time as a big turn on. Okay. Now, Pile 3, I feel like this person, they're really turned on by you because of your legs. You have sexy freaking legs. They're shapely, they're tanned or brown, or they just have a healthy radiant glow to them, and they're just really smooth and pretty and shapely and strong. They get you from point A to point B. You may do squats or lunges, perhaps you work out, and even if you don't use your legs, they still think your legs look pretty. Okay, even if you might be paralyzed, I hope not, and if you are, hey, I don't think it's holding you back none. Okay, Pile 3. Okay, don't hold you back none. They feel that your legs are really pretty. They love your legs. They love maybe even holding your legs. If they would like to be able to touch your legs, something like this. They feel that your legs are very strong. Perhaps you're a runner, or you might be very athletic, or go for long walks, long jogs, and you turn them on with that. They feel turned on by the fact that your legs are very active, useful, strong. They're turned on by those sexy legs of yours, Pile 3. So I feel like you may wear like a headscarf or something like this. They really like, I don't know, they like that aesthetic for some reason. I feel like they really like, look at that head wrap or headscarf. I think you do like a do-rag, or you put your hair up, or you wear hats. Maybe you wear a sun hat when you go out, or you have like a wrap that you put your hair in, or like a band or something. And they feel very turned on by this band or this head wrap, or the way you style your hair or put your hair in this they think it's very sexy, actually, Pile 3. Yeah, they think it's very sexy. They feel that you know how to style it properly. You know how to wrap and tie your hair up. And you might have some of your hair shooting out the back of the wrap or something like this. Like a scarf, you have your hair hanging out. They're turned on by that. They're turned on by, you may have long hair, Pile 3. If you do, they love it. And I don't care what color it is. It's probably dark, but it might be platinum or blonde or something like this. It might be brown, but it's mainly, I'm seeing a lot of dark hair coming through. Pile 3, they love that hair of yours. They love the way you put it away. They feel like you're no nonsense. You put your hair away when it's time to do business, handle business. They're turned on by the way you put your hair up. Because it means you take things seriously. It's not always about, oh, my hair's all in my face and it's always here and there and, oh, pretty. No, they love how no nonsense you are, Pile 3, and how you put it away. And they are turned on by the end of the day. You take that hair out of that scarf. They get to see it. This could be someone that you're dating or someone you're in a relationship with. They get to see your own hair. Perhaps the way you style your hair, you put your hair up during the day. Or you put your hair away during the day and you put something on top of it. And I mean, there's a lot of scenarios that could fit this. It could be a headscarf. It could be a wig, honestly. Yeah, it could be, there's just something about you putting your hair away and putting it away and then putting something on top of it. Like a hat, a sun hat, or a scarf, or something like this, and then putting something on top to put it away. And they feel turned on by that, actually. Maybe they feel turned on by the fact that you protect your hair. You may wear a protective hairstyle. They like the way you wear your hair long. They do like that long-haired look. If your hair is very naturally long, they love it. They love it. They like that you take your hair out at night, or that you maybe take the scarf off at night and then they get to see it. Or the times that they have seen your hair, they love it. I feel like some of you might be platinum blonde. If your hair is platinum blonde or gray, they are turned on by the color of that hair. Okay? Don't even think for a second. If your hair is gray or turned white, or or if you dyed it platinum, whatever, they love it. They love this light-haired color of yours. You might be very blonde. That's coming through as well. Okay, let's keep it moving here. Let's see what else is coming through. We have possibility, the flying fish. So pile 3, you fill this person with hope. You inspire them. They find your form very inspiring. They also like your chest area. You might, if you wear a crop top, okay, 'cause I see a lot of crop tops coming through. They really love the way your tummy looks. And if you don't wear a crop top, I see that they really admire your waistline. They think your waistline is very cute, very pretty. It's together, it's compact. You don't have to be a waif for this to be true, okay? You don't have to have a tiny waist, itty bitty waist. You could just have a good toned, nicely shaped waist, okay? They're turned on by the times when you let yourself go free, when you let your hair hang free and you let everything hang free. I feel like the sky's the limit for you. That's what they think of you. They think that your aspirations are boundless, and your ambition and your sense of energy is boundless, and they really feel turned on by this, okay? We got Asteria. Light my own path and find a way through the darkness. Yeah, we can see that in the chariot. We see the woman in the wheelchair coming through. You can see the fumes coming off the path because those wheels, like she's just wheeling through the galaxy, right? In the dark. So I get the feeling, and we've seen that here with the stars. You're mapping a path for yourself, and here I feel like here you're lighting a way for yourself to finding your way through the darkness. So pile 3, I feel like this person thinks that you've come from a dark time. It's possible. Perhaps you used to suffer from depression, or you maybe, I don't know what it is. It's something about being limited, or something about being not going outside much. That's possible. And they like how they're turned on by the fact that you are able to navigate the night so well. Maybe you watch the stars, and that's an activity you do at night. Or maybe you go on night walks, or you take a light with you in the night or in dark places, and you're not scared of the dark. That's something that turns them on about you. That's a possibility. We have nature. So I do see that, I've seen that with adaptation, and the woman sleeping in with all the ivy growing all over her legs and stuff like this. Now we're getting it here. So you may be a nature lover, pile 3, and I feel like they are turned on by the fact that you love nature, or maybe that you love to watch nature, nature programs, nature documentaries about nature, whether it be on the planet or off planet. It could be the stars, it could be your garden, the forests that we have. You may be into like forestation and wild animals or something like this. They love that you're a child of nature, that you like to study nature, that you are in love with nature. I'm seeing it coming through a lot of vegetation. You would like to be outside, and I see you interacting with animals. And so, they feel that you really love animals. So maybe if you don't interact with animals, or maybe you have lots of pets, they're turned on by this too. Maybe they're a pet animal lover themselves, and that's why they're so turned on by this. But they are turned on by the way you seem to revel in nature, pile 3. And I'm also getting that you have gotten over something from your past. There was something from your past that was traumatic, possibly. Something that was earth-shattering. Something that was, oh my gosh, it was PTSD-inducing. But you have moved on from that. You have not let the past hold you back. You let the past make you better. You adapted to that which was your background. You've gone on a springboard and launched yourself into freedom. And they find this very inspiring. You found your way out of the darkness. And that's another message coming through. We have gratifications, the Sphinx. Gratification. So pile 3, there's this idea that I'm definitely getting the idea that you're an animal lover, pile 3. You may have a pet. Maybe they have a pet too, but they just love that you love animals. They're really turned on by the fact that you like, you're not afraid of cats, you're not afraid of animals, you're not afraid of, you hold cats, you hold animals dear, you pet them, you keep them close to you. You may have a familiar or something like this. Yeah, I feel like you might wear like some sort of something on your head. It might be traditional, like maybe a burqa, I don't know, or maybe some kind of head wrap or some kind of headpiece. Like I said, it could be, a wig, it's possible. There's just something you wear on your head a lot, and they are turned on by the way you fashion yourself, the way you style yourself, Pile 3. They like your sense of style. They like it, Pile 3. They're turned on by it, in fact. Okay. Next, we are getting Janelle Monáe, Fluidity. So some of you might be like a they, them, Pile 3. You might be a they, them. You might be someone who is part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and you maybe you dress like a tomboy at times. Maybe you like to wear camo, or you like to wear gender neutral clothes. You're not hyper feminine at times. They are turned on by this. They like it. They like that you're not hyper feminized, you know. And so if you are feminine, they like it. Okay, they're turned on by it. I'm also getting that if you are bisexual, then they are turned on by this. But if you are, you know, you dress kind of boy-like, but then you dress kind of girl-like, and you kind of go back and forth. Sometimes you wear a suit, sometimes you wear a dress, sometimes just there's something about you that's gender neutral. They like it. They're turned on by it. This is a turn-on factor for them. Okay. Next, we are getting physical affection. Okay, so I'm seeing with physical affection, my beautiful Pile 3, that you are able to make men feel good. You're able to make men feel good. You've worked hard at many non-sexual ways, actually, of making men feel good. Just by simply touching or massaging. I wouldn't say that you're hypersexual, that you are very promiscuous or anything like this. In fact, I'm getting a lot of self-respect, a very dignified air about you, Pile 3. That is a big turn on to men. Find it very, very, it's a big turn on. I think the way you're very appropriate, you know, the way you put your hair up and, you know, in a scarf, and, you know, you put things away. You know, I'm getting that here with that Pharaoh's hat. Maybe in a position of authority, a dignified position within maybe a spiritual community or within your company or something like this. And, you know, you just put your hair up in very appropriate and very respectable ways. They find this to be a turn on. They feel like they get to see your hair at night, or get to see a more vulnerable side of you at night when you're sleeping, and that's a turn on. Like, you know, like you don't put this stuff out for everyone to see. It's not for everybody. You know, you're all business like. You get busy, you put everything away when you're working, and, you know, but when you come at nighttime, if they get the chance to be intimate with you, or be close to you, or live with you, or if they're your husband or your boyfriend or your partner, they get to see a more vulnerable, exposed side that you're not showing everybody else, and that's a turn on for them. They feel that they love your touch. The way you touch them, the way that feels is a turn on. Okay, they like the way that feels. They like your boobs. Okay, but most importantly, what it is that they like about your boobs is that it's not for everybody. You put it away. You're not very cleavage showing all the time. You're very appropriate. You're very, you know, you keep things, you know, you pack it up. And they like that. They like that it's them who gets to see it at night. You know, that makes them feel really good. That's a turn on for them. You may be like Middle Eastern or something like this, or from a culture that really prizes appropriateness. So they feel that you're very physically affectionate. So that's good. They're turned on by this. They're turned on by the way you caress, pet. You know, I see the hand touching the pet, hands rubbing the chin, hands. You know, I feel like you're really good with your hands, Pile 3. You like to touch or rub things, or they may feel that whenever you do touch, they're really turned on by your touch. They really turn on by the way you put your hands on them, and the way it feels. Okay, is very, very much a turn on to them. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at the next card you have here. It's number 33. Mame Gumba Bang. Speak up. Okay, so there's definitely an air of confidence here, guys. There's an air of confidence. And I do feel, you know, and I see power, you know, the power fist in the air. You know, you stand up for your rights, for sure. You stand up for your rights in some way. You speak up when it's time to speak up. You're not I wouldn't say that you're coy, pile 3. You're not coy. You don't play games. You say it like it is. If something's wrong, you say it. You may be a bit of a rebel against the status quo. You know, again, we do see that because you're very atypical, right, pile 3? I'm getting that they find this to be a turn on. They find it a turn on that you maybe champion a cause for others, or that you speak up when something's off. It's a turn on for them because, you know, a lot of people take for granted, you know, that speaking up, it's important. Some people stay quiet when something's wrong. They don't say anything. And what this does is it causes a certain tension in the air. Even if they feel like, well, I'm good at releasing these things. If something's wrong, I don't need to talk about it. I'll just release it. Well, guess what? Sometimes it sticks around inside of you. It bothers people when something's wrong. And though they may have let it go, it gets remembered. There is something residual that remains because we are, as humans, we record things. And you know, it builds up. If something keeps happening and you keep not saying anything, then it might result in an explosion, right, guys? Or there'll be just this, you know, it'll come out in other ways. And so that can be kind of unhealthy. So I think this person is really turned on by the fact that you speak your truth, you speak your mind. That holds a very strong appeal for them. They're turned on by this. You speak up your mind too on what it is you want. The bed, outside of bed, in bed, you tell them what you want. This is a turn on. They don't like the guessing game and the mind games and all that. They don't like that. We have Mama Huaku, heroine, the teacher. Okay. So this person feels that either you're a teacher, you could be a teacher, okay, point blank, and that's a turn on for them. They like that you teach people things. Also, I feel that they feel that you are very good at teaching things to them, or passing on knowledge in some kind of way. Perhaps you represent many lessons, you know, for their ego. Perhaps they had certain assumptions about you that you challenged and, you know, destroyed. And this is a turn on for them, actually, okay? And in so doing, you are a teacher to them. You're a teacher to men because you challenge a lot of their assumptions about you, or about people who look like you, or about, you know, people who present like you. And they have to think outside of the box a little bit to deal with you. That's what's coming through pile 3. You also teach them by example, pile 3. I feel like there's some way that you carry yourself, or something that you do, the way you stand up for your rights, the way you fight for things is like a teacher to them. Okay, perhaps you fight for things, and this teaches in the connection with them, or in general, and this teaches them something about humanity, teaches them something about you. Okay, so we have have card number 6, the temptation of pleasure. So pile 3, you're very tempting for them. You're very tempting. I'm getting like your derriere also keeps popping up. We got some derriere. This person is turned on by the way your butt looks. They like watching. They hate to see you leave, but they love to watch you walk away. That's part of what's coming up for you, pile 3. It's very tempting to them. Your butt's very tempting. They like your... I see a lot of images of people sitting down on chairs. I think they feel turned on by the fact that you stay put. You know, I see it here, sitting. You know, there's this idea, sitting on a horse, sitting on a wheelchair. There's this idea maybe that you tend to stay put. Is that true? Okay, pile 3. You tend to stay put, or you have a station or somewhere that you stay and you do things. Perhaps you're not always gone. Perhaps you have a place you sit. Maybe you work from home. Or maybe you have a job where you have a place, a position, a station where you stay. And they pretty much always, maybe they know where to find you, or something like this, okay? And they find that to be a turn on. You know, I think the overall message here is that you stay. When you found a person you want to be with, or you're with a man, maybe this is your partner, or this is a boyfriend or someone, you stick around. You're not always gone all the time. You're not always gallivanting about, or that's just what I heard. Okay, gallivanting about. You're usually stay put, and you're not quick to leave the relationship or quick to leave situations, and they find that to be a turn on. It's comforting to them, seeing you there, seeing your beauty there, seeing your butt there, seeing that sexy butt sitting around, you know, being present. They really, really, really find that to be a turn on, pile 3. Okay, so we are getting Oshun's third eye, intuition, insight, vision. You know, I kind of got that with the star card, looking out into the stars. You might be an astrologer or a psychic or something like this, and you have your third eye is opened. You've developed your psychic skills, something like this, and I feel that I'm seeing that with the eyes. You might be an oracle or something, and they find that to be a turn on. They find it to be a turn on that you can read the signs in the skies. That you have, maybe you've developed a very keen intuition, or you've developed a big insight or something like this. Okay, and I get that, they like the way you walk. They like the way your butt moves. They like your sexy behind, your derriere. They like that quite a bit. They also find your legs to be very sexy. They like your legs. Your legs are long, lean, beautiful, shapely. They love those legs. You may have very athletic legs, strong legs. They really love it. They find it very, very sexy. They're very turned on by your legs. Very. I feel like you may wear clothes that sort of emphasize your legs too. Like you may wear maybe leggings or pants, or maybe not too many skirts, but you do whatever you wear. You may wear shorts or leggings or pants, or maybe if you wear a skirt, or you have a skirt that has a slit down the side, and so your legs show a lot. The shapes of your legs show a lot, and they find that to be a turn on. Finally, we're getting the Four of Cups. Okay. I also feel like they feel like you read nature. You might read nature. I told you that remember I mentioned earlier that you like to watch nature, or you enjoy watching nature. You may read like animal totems or like stuff like this. You may read nature. So your psychic powers extend to nature around you. I'm also getting that, I'm getting this very settled energy from you, Pile 3. I feel like this person, men find you to be a turn on because you stay inside. You stay indoors a lot. You stay in your garden. You stay in your home. I see someone watching television or your computer screens. Maybe you work from home. You stay inside quite a bit. I see someone inside of what do they call those where you sky gaze from. I feel like it might be called a planetarium or something. Planetarium. Yeah, sorry. I just wanted to make sure. I want to make sure I was saying that I had the right word there. But yeah, a planetarium. So you're inside a lot. Now you do go out. You go out on walks. You do explore. You wander out. You go for walks, and they do find that to be a turn on. That you get up and you get out. I see nightly walks for some reason. Maybe you go out walking in the evenings. I'm getting also that you sit inside a lot. You do. You stay inside. You do things from the inside. That's a huge turn on for them, Pile 3. They feel like you're not just out gallivanting about, like maybe cheating or wasting your time with activities that that they don't see the point. They'd rather you be close to them, Pile 3. That's what I'm seeing. They like you being at home. They like you being accessible. For sex, or they like knowing that you're available. If they're a partner, they like knowing that you're home, so they find you to be very accessible and very they can touch you. They can connect with you. They can have contact with you. Maybe even make love to you. They just feel like they like having you close. They do like that you go for walks sometimes. They do find that to be a turn on as well. That you do see the value in exercising, moving your legs, jumping, walking. I see some athletic activity here. You might be a bit of a homebody, Pile 3. That's possible. And that turns them on. But you're also very productive. You're very prolific. You do something. You're very busy. Maybe you go into your little workshop or something like this, and they find that to be a turn on. You're not lazy. You're very focused. You may have a sitting job for a living or something like this, and they just like seeing your butt there. They like seeing you staying put. That's what I just keep getting. Staying put. Yeah, you don't let anything hold you back. You go places somehow. Somehow you stay put and you go places. It's very interesting. And they find that to be a turn on. They find it to be a turn on that you can create answers inside of places that are dark. You shine the light on dark places, Pile 3. So maybe you illumine mysteries. You make it clear. When something's a mystery, you find answers. You may be very meditative. You connect to the divine. You're very spiritual. You're very psychic too. That's what I'm getting as well, Pile 3. I feel like you might be royalty of some kind. You may be like part of some kind of spiritual order or some kind of organization. You have a title within the organization and they find that to be a turn on. They're turned on by this. You have this stubbornness, like this will, this like you just where there's a will, there's a way, and you're gonna fight. You're gonna figure it out. You're gonna push through, and you teach them. They learn from you when it comes to this. You're an example for them. You're a point of inspiration, and they find that to be a turn on. They also find it to be a turn on. They feel like you're following your destiny. You know, there's a certain call you have to. There's something you are called to do on this planet, and you are doing it, Pile 3, and that turns them on about you. Yeah, I see you're very inspiring. You're reaching for the stars. You're reaching for the sky. And that's what I'm seeing in the cards for you, my beautiful Pile 3, as to what turns men on about you. I hope this made sense. I hope it resonated. If it did, please give it a thumbs up. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. I look forward to hearing comments from you in the comment section. I love to chat. Take very good care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you at the next one. Bye! Welcome to your reading, Pile 4. We're going to find out today why men are turned on by you. Okay, what turns men on about you? So you may have chosen the tarot deck Neoteric Feminine Tarot, which is right here, or you may have chosen this ribbed scallop seashell, or you may have chosen these zodiac signs here, which is Capricorn, Taurus, and Leo. So right away, what I'm getting, Pile 3, is that men are turned on by you because of your ambition. Okay, you're very driven. You're very driven. You have a definite plan in mind, things you go for. You have purpose, you have a plan. Okay, and they love this sort of structured energy about you, and that turns men on about you. They do. They love that you have a plan. They love that you're driven. You're not just sort of floating about and just, gone with the wind, hither or thither. You know what you're doing. You have your sights set on something and you're going for it. I'm also seeing that men are turned on by your energy of like, you're like a juggernaut. I mean, I know that doesn't sound very sexy, but it's sexy to them. Okay, men find it to be a turn on that you are ambitious, you're reliable, you're persistent, you trudge, you follow through, and you also have the confidence to back up your ambitions. You push forward, and you have the confidence to pursue your dreams. You're very self-expressive. That's possible as well. You just got a good head on your shoulders, Pile 3, and it's a real turn on for men. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at your tarot cards. We have the 7 of Wands. Okay, you maintain your stance, Pile 3. Okay, Pile 3, you stand your ground on certain matters. You don't play. Okay, you don't play, whether it's an exercise program or your opinions or certain activities or plans or goals that you're shooting for, or your opinions, even when they're different from other people's. You stand your ground. You have a strong sense of self, and you don't allow other people to push you around, and they are turned on by this. Okay, I feel like they're also turned on by you because you don't let men tell you what to do. Okay, if you want to, like, for instance, if they want to get together with you, Netflix and chill or whatever, it's not going to be happening unless you're completely on board. You're not wishy-washy. If they say, hey, I'd love to make love or whatever, and you'll be like, I don't want to. And they'll be like, whoa, you just have very strong energy, and you stand your ground on what you say you're going to do. Like, for instance, if you have work you got to go to, or you got some appointment or whatever, you're like, I'm going to go do this. You're not wishy-washy, and you don't allow yourself to be derailed. Okay. You're a very focused person. We got the 9 of Cups, and that turns them on. Now, with the 9 of Cups, I'm seeing that you make this person feel really good, actually, Pile 3. Okay, you make this person feel really good. I know that sounds kind of contradictory to what I just said, but this person, they're turned on by you because you are very emotionally stable. Okay, you're very emotionally stable, and I have a feeling that you're emotionally stable because you get what you want, right? You stand your ground. You don't let people derail you from what it is you're trying to accomplish, and this guards your emotions. This guards your feelings of well-being. And so this person really is turned on by the way you handle yourself. All right. This makes them happy. It makes them happy that you know how to fend for yourself. You know how to keep things going in a positive direction. You don't need a handler, pile 3. Okay, you know how to handle yourself, and so that means that you give them a pleased version of yourself. You give them a well put together version of yourself who's getting all their needs met, who's getting all their wishes fulfilled, and they actually are turned on by this. Okay, next we are getting the Page of Wands. Okay, so pile 3, they're turned on by you because you pursue your hobbies. You pursue the things you like to do. You may be an athlete. I'm seeing like, jiu-jitsu or karate or martial arts. Now I'm seeing someone, doing the javelin. So you may be very athletic, and this person's turned on by you because of your physical fitness and how you move your body. And then you have a good balance too. You move your body, you're very physically fit, and you also know how to chill and chillax. And they're turned on by this balance inside of you. Next, we're getting the 6 of Cups. So this person may be turned on by the fact that they've known you a very long time. There's this very strong sense of familiarity with you. You give them a strong sense of nostalgia, or maybe you remind them of someone that they grew up with, and this turns them on about you. I'm also getting that you come across as very young. You have a very young look, very young vibe, and you make them think of their youth, their youthful times, the times in the past. Maybe they've known you a very long time, and so you remind them of their youth, their childhood, or the times when they were growing up back in the day, and this is why they're turned on by you. Maybe you make them feel young, because of this connection. All right, and they also turn on by your youthful looks too. That's what I'm getting. Perhaps you stay in good shape and you're very trim, or you're very healthy looking, you're very full of vitality and all this. Now I see that they're also very turned on by you because there's a very boisterous energy associated with you here, pile 3. You just got a lot going on. You're a fighter, in a way. You're a fighter. You're physically active. You work hard physically. Also, you have a lot of activities going on. You have a lot of activities going on. You stay busy. They are turned on by this in you. They like your busy energy. You may also be a winner of championships or contests, and you're a winner many times over, and they also turned on by you in this. Maybe you're a winner in the sports arena or something like this, or just whatever you compete in, or whatever it is that you do. You have these activities or hobbies that you've excelled really well. You beat the others out. You beat you beat out the rest of the competition, and you compete regularly, and this turns them on about you. Okay, you compete in the game of life. You engage life. Again, I'm seeing that you're very ambitious. We kind of picked up on that earlier. That's coming through in the cards here as well. They feel that you're hard at work with them. You're not sitting around, loafing around. They don't have to motivate you. Maybe they're inspired by you to move forward, okay? And to keep going, because, they can't be the one left laying around, maybe. But I just feel like you're inspiring to watch, and they love all this activity, all this energy, how you keep it going, you keep it moving, and you don't loaf about, you don't lay about. They're very turned on by this in you. Also, I'm seeing here too that they really like how honest you are. They're turned on by your honesty. How you stay true to your principles. You stay true to what it is that's truly important to you. You're not putting on any airs. You're not pretending. You're not living that fake life. You're living that true life. And also you are very truthful and honest with them. Wherever you say you're going, that's where you're going. Like, for instance, if you tell them, I'm going for practice, or I'm going to go do this, or I'm going here, I'm going there, that truly is where you're going. I don't know why this is coming up, but it just feels like they really they can depend on you to tell the truth, that you are about your business and nothing else. What you say you are is what you are, right? What you see is what you get. So they don't mind this sort of boisterous activity, maybe where you resist them or anything like this, because, they feel that at least you're being honest with them, and that's a big turn on for them. Here we're getting the King of Cups. So, pile 4. I'm sorry. I hope I was saying pile 4. This is pile 4, guys, okay? And you may like pile 3 too, actually. If I've been saying pile 3, then you might want to watch pile 3 also. But I'm getting that with the King of Cups appearing, you make them feel stable. You have stable energy, pile 4. I feel like you're not a very, I don't get you may be more of the cool, type emotionally. You're not very like, I don't know how to explain it. You're not fiery. You're not quick to get mad or anything like that. You're very, very controlled emotionally. You're almost cold. I almost want to say, but not cold like you don't care, but just you know how to control your emotions. And I feel like a lot of the activities that you do, the things you get into, you feed yourself, right? There are these ambitions, there are these goals you're going after. You take care of yourself in that regard, so you're not feeling sad or regretful or mourning or having any kind of negative emotions, because you not only fulfilling your wishes by going after your goals and working hard and trying to attain what it is you want in life, but you have no sense of regret left. You just feel good because you've been working on your stuff. You've been doing what you're supposed to be doing. So you're calm, you're at peace. And this is something that they find to be a turn on about you, my beautiful pile 4. Let's go ahead and take a look at your oracle cards. We have fighting spirit. Oh my God, guys, you must be an athlete. That's it, right? A lot of you are athletes in this pile 4, okay? You are very physically in shape. You got good muscle tone. And they are very turned on by your body type. You have an athletic body type and they love it. Now, they're turned on by it. This turns them on, okay? I'm also getting that if you're not athletic, then you engage life, right? You engage life. You get up, you get going, you go to your job, you go to school, you do this, you practice, you do that, you go do your contest, or you go do this, you go do that. You are not loafing about. You are on point. You stay on guard. You stay focus on your mission. You could be, going to medical school, and you get up, you go to school, you study for your MCAT, you pass, you go on to the next level, and you keep it going, you keep it moving. You're a go-getter, you're ambitious, you're driven. They are turned on by you because of this, my beautiful pile 4. Next, we have the big picture. So pile 4, they're turned on by the fact that you're not simple. You are not simple, pile 4. And I don't mean that in a disparaging way to other people. I'm just saying that you have this grand vision. Okay. You keep the grand vision in your mind at all times. You not allow yourself to be derailed from what it is you're trying to accomplish. Like, for instance, you might want to buy a house, and maybe you don't own a home right now, and it's in your mind to buy a house, and you don't forget it. You don't let your goals slack. They love how driven you are. Okay. They also love how they're turned on by the fact that you make a very good home life. You're very welcoming when they show up. When they show up, go to your front door. This could be a mailman. This could be someone coming home to you. Maybe there's a partner or people that come to your front door. It's very organized, very nice, very pretty. The place is swept up. It looks good. You take care of your stuff, pile 4. Okay. You are on point you keep things orderly. Things look nice. Things look right. We got a white picket fence. So perhaps you have a dream to create a place like this, or you already have a place like this, and this is something that turns this person on about you. Wow. Men are turned on by this in you. We got Lakshmi, fortune. Yeah. So you may also be very financially successful, pile 4. You have good fortune on your side. You have manifested some things successfully. Perhaps you already manifested a home, or you've manifested accomplishments already. And, the fortune is on your side, and they are turned on by this because you're just an accomplished person. They love being around you. They love being around this energy. They're turned on by it. They're turned on by a driven woman or person like you, pile 4. We have dance. Okay. So pile 4, I'm seeing that, I got that earlier with the dancing. You're into some sort of form of athleticism. It's possible that you are perhaps a professional dancer, or maybe this is a hobby that you take very seriously, because it's Page of Wands. You take it very seriously. You have a dancing hobby or an athletic hobby of some kind, and they are turned on by that. They love the way you move your body. When you practice and do all your steps, your aerobics, your acrobatics or whatever, they're like, yep, that's the one. I love that. They're turned on by that athleticism, the way you move your body, the smoothness, the sinuous, the winding, sinuous nature of your, you might be a belly dancer or something like this, and they love the way you move your hips, your waist. I'm also getting that they're very attracted to your butt. They feel like your butt is very toned, very in shape, looks very good. They feel that your face is very pretty. They love the way your face looks. They're turned on by that. Next, we have Vision, the hawk. Okay. So pile 4. You have a vision in mind, pile 4. Definitely, we got the big picture, we got the vision. You have this vision of something you want to accomplish, of the way you feel life should be. Yeah, there's something about you. I feel like you have this aerial view of things, or this sort of bird's eye view of your situation. You have your eye on the ball, pile 3. Remember I said at the beginning with the sort of the energy reading before we started looking at the cards, I got the sense of a strong sense of ambition inside of you. You're very focused, you're very driven, and you got something in mind that you want, pile 3. There's something in mind you want. This is a big turn on to them. You got your eyes on the prize. Okay, you could be in a champion. Maybe you're practicing to be in the Olympics, or you want to become a doctor, or you want to be one of the few chosen ones in a certain program, or something like. I don't know what it is, but you have high level goals. You're pointing upward to the sky. They love this about you. They also turned on by the fact they're turned on by this in you. They also turned on by the fact that you have a good balance to your achievements. There's a part of your achievements where it's very financial, it's very prestigious, but then there's another part of your pursuits that's fun, more creative, more artsy. So they like this balance in you, pile 4. Okay, so we're getting Scotty. I rise up with courage to face any challenge. Wow, pile 4. Oh my gosh. My pile 4s, you guys are a very interesting group. Every time I do these group readings, pile 4 is always very powerful energy. Very powerful energy, pile 4. It's, very driven, very high achieving, maybe even type A. Could have spiritual vibes, but usually just very driven and, have accomplished great things. So kudos to you, pile 4. Wow. I feel like this is why they're turned on by you, is that you are tough. You're a warrior, pile 4. Okay. I feel like you have this, come home a winner, or come home on your shield kind of mentality, or something like this. I've forgotten the exact saying, but it's just like you take no prisoners, pile 4. You are going in there to give it your all. You train hard, you work hard, you practice hard, and you're bound to win. Oh my guys, pile 4, you're a champion. So you're very athletic. I'm sorry, that's what I'm getting for a lot of you in pile 4. You're very athletic. They're very turned on by your muscles. They're very turned on by how tough you are. How I'm seeing boxing gloves here. So you may be a boxer, you may be a wrestler, you may be, you have some kind of athletic vocation. You may be a doctor, you may be training to be a healer, you may be a lawyer, you may be an athlete, a professional athlete, you may be a martial artist, you may be someone who's training for the Olympics. There's a lot going on here in this pile. So if I haven't mentioned specifically what it is, just keep in mind that it's something where you have proven that you are the best on many occasions. On many occasions, you've proven you're the best at this thing. And it's a very high achieving sort of goals. And they are very turned on by the fact that you take no prisoners, pile 4. It's also possible that maybe you dealt with some sort of challenge and you came out on top. Okay, it was very hard, but you came out on top and you won. I feel like you may have won many championships. You may have many trophies and stuff like this, or many championship belts or something like this. Now we're getting 13. Foresight, Sybil. Exactly. With the foresight, we're getting vision. So pile 4. Men are turned on by you because you think ahead. There is a method to what you're going for. You're not just doing something just because. You have a grand plan. Okay, you have a grand plan. You're headed in a certain direction. Oh my gosh, another trophy right there. You're headed in a certain direction, and the end all is not to just have these trophies. You're building up towards something, pile 4. You're building up towards something, and it's been like this for a very long time. Right from when you were little. I feel like maybe you were in gymnastics when you were 4 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. You were already winning trophies right from when you were a baby, or winning competitions, or standing out in some kind of spectacular way since you were a child, or for a very long time. And I feel like this is what men find to be a huge turn on about you. They're very turned on about you, by you, because of this. elite. You're among the elites here with your vocations and your accomplishments. Next, we are getting Lady Luck. Luck. Yeah, so Lady Luck is an American rapper from New Jersey. So she signed a 5-album record deal with Def Jam worth about $500,000 or something like this, and $1 million at the age of 17. Oh my gosh, guys. So, you know, she's very accomplished, a very accomplished woman. And she comes from a dynasty. She's from, like, I think her mom owns Sugar Hill Records. Let me see. Is that what that said? Yeah, she comes from a dynasty, as I understand it, of performers and people in the music industry, and she's distinguished in her own right. You know, she scored a record deal while she was very young, so you know she's just very accomplished from even when she was a young person. That's what I'm getting, is that you have shown your extraordinary abilities and traits for a very long time. This is why men are turned on by you. Pile 4. You're extraordinary. We have active listener. You're an active listener because you're able to understand what's happening on the other side of the fence. So you're very intelligent, Pile 4. You know, it's funny because of how driven you are. One might be tempted to think it's all about you in your head. You're very egotistical, possibly even kind of cocky. But what I see is that you're actually quite, what's the word I'm looking for? You're able to set yourself aside and put yourself in someone else's shoes. Really hear what they have to say. You are able to put yourself in other people's shoes. You're able to understand other people's needs. So you have this very unique balance of being very driven and focused on your own goals and being someone who's at the top that others are trying to be like, but they can't reach. You're out of reach. Okay, you're a head above the rest. You're better than the others for sure. This is why they're turned on by you. But they also turn on by the fact that despite all the fact that you have all this going and you're so distinguished, you're still able to be present in the room. You're still able to have a conversation with people, or be a good person, be a good listener, be empathetic. And they really are turned on by this in you, okay? It's not all about you in your head, and they can see that, and that's a big turn on for them. So Pile 4, you're bold. You're bold, Pile 4. You're bold. I feel like, you know, there might be other people who maybe are as skilled or as talented as you, but they don't have the ambition that you have. I think maybe they may accomplish a few things, accomplish something here, accomplish something there, but then something inside of them says, that's enough. That's enough. Just chill. Let other people do things. I can't be the one to, you know, have all these accomplishments. But not you, Pile 4. Okay, not you. You're like, I'm great, and I'm going to get everything I can. I'm going to get win every trophy that I can. I'm going to continue to prove myself every day. I'm going to reach for the stars, reach for the best. I'm going to go into every competition. I'm going to win every trophy. You know, so you're very, very ambitious, very driven, and you are going far. You are pushing forward with your ambitions, and this turns them on. This turns them on. I'm also getting you're a great dancer, Pile 4. You're a great dancer. You may be a belly dancer. You may be really good at like moving your hips. Your hips are very fluid. You're very in touch with your pelvic area, and you know how to like shake it. You might even be a good twerker or something like this. They are turned on by that. Okay, they love your hips. They're turned on by your hips. That's coming through very clearly on this. Okay, they're very turned on by your hips, the shape of your hips. You may have like a wide set hips, you know, you may have like a slim tummy and wide hips. They love how, you know, wide your hips are, how rounded and curvy they are. They are turned on by your butt. Your butt's very perky and round. You could bounce a coin off of it, that kind of thing. You know, I'm seeing a lot of muscles here. Pile 4. You may wear your hair very long. That's coming through. You may wear your hair very long, and if it's short, then you wear it in such a way that it doesn't interfere with your activities. It could be because you're an athlete, you wear your hair up, or you wear it short and you put it out of the way. But when you're not doing that, your hair hangs long. Perhaps you even compete with your hair flowing, I don't know, or you get active and you let your hair hang long. Okay, it's possible you never cut your hair. That's coming through for some of you. and they're turned on by this. They're turned on by what you do with your hair. For those of you in the group, you wear your hair long, or you've grown your hair out for so long, or you wear extensions, or you wear braids, or whatever it is, they love that long look to your hair. They love it. Okay, we got seeing long hair, long hair, long hair, long hair, long hair, don't care, long hair. They love it. Okay, they're very turned on by this. Okay, they love your athletic stance. They love your build. Okay, they love your broad. If you're a man, they love your broad shoulders. They love your abs. They are turned on by it. Hella turned on. They got Medusa, monster, the outcast. So it looks like, you know, your driven nature and your unrelenting pursuit of greatness, if you will, okay, has set you apart from others. It has. Okay, not everybody is like you, Pal 4. And you're a monster when it comes to achieving it all. Yeah, you're beast. You're in beast mode, Pal 4, when it comes to this. They feel that you don't let anyone get in the way of what you have to accomplish. Okay, you know, I'm getting with Medusa. You know, she was a priestess in the temple that worshipped goddess Athena. Yeah, and so they were virginal. They're virginal, and they were not allowed to sleep with men. She was raped by, well, I think one of the gods raped her, and this angered Athena because she wanted her to be she has to be a virgin to serve the temple. So goddess Athena turned her into this creature with snakes on her head, and a single glance from her would turn men into stone. So here's what I'm getting, guys, is that you have a very steely devotion to your career, your vocation, your ambitions, your goals, and no one can get in the way of that. No one. Okay, including the men that are turned on by you, and they know that. They know that when you look at them, you're not thinking of them and wanting them. You're thinking of your goals, and they're turned on by this. There are men who are turned on by how driven you are, Pal 4. There are men who understand that for you, it's not about them, that they may as well be stone. And they love that you are this dedicated to your craft, your goals, your vocations. It's possible you may have undergone some kind of trauma with men or something like this, and you just decided that you don't prioritize them. It's possible you don't prioritize men. If you're in a relationship, then maybe your relationship comes second to your goals. I don't know. Okay, maybe it's not like that. I don't know, but I feel like if you have a partner, your partner likes this. Okay, so you don't have to fear that. I don't think that they feel left out. They're turned on by how you are. Maybe they have their own thing going, and they love that you're this focused, and they love that you truthfully are focused on this. You're not going off gallivanting about town, flirting with men, cheating on them. You really do have a vocation, and they love being by your side through this journey. Okay, they're turned on by this in you. Pile 4, they're turned on by your eyes. There's something about your eyes. There's this fire in your eyes. Pile 4, they're turned on. There's this intensity, this passion in your eyes. It's like your eyes are hungry for that thing, that goal you set before yourself, that you must have. There's this intensity in your eyes. They think it's beautiful. They're turned on by it. Men are turned on by this in you. They see steely determination. They see intense focus and passion. That's a turn on for them. Okay, they're turned on by this. We are getting 14, reaching outward. We got the moon in Leo. The moon represents instincts, right? And your instincts are to focus on expressing yourself in some type of way. They love how confidently you express yourself without even thinking about it. You just say what you need to say, you do what you need to do, and that's that. They're turned on by your forthrightness and your directness. How things are very clear and cut and dried with you. They know what you're about. It's simple. In some ways, they love the simplicity of your expression. You're not overly complicated. It's almost like it's easy. I feel like they're turned on by this because it's easy to understand you, Pile 4. They know what you're about. They're turned on by you. I feel like when it's time for you to get with a man, or you want to get attention, I feel like you know how to do it. You know how to, maybe on your off night, or you're not pursuing any of these things, or you're on vacation, or you're in that mood and you want to get with a guy or get with someone. I feel like you know how to kind of, I see this woman dropping her handkerchief going, yoo-hoo, like clear signals that you show that you're interested, that you're ready, and they're turned on. You're ready for companionship. You're interested in a romantic time with someone, or being romantic with someone, or men. They feel like you show clear signals, and it turns them on when they see this. They're turned on when they see you clearly making yourself available in this way. That you have this side to you, that you can become vulnerable, that you can become more demure, sexually appealing, and you know how to turn on that side of yourself. Your sensuality becomes apparent, and it's very inviting and alluring, and they're turned on by this. Okay, all right, so let's look at your next card here. Beginning the High Priestess. Oh my gosh, pile 4. Men are turned on by you because you are the ideal woman. They find you to be the ideal woman. Pile 4. Okay, you're slim. In most cases, you're slim, or you have this ideal body shape. You are beautiful. Pile 4. Okay, you're beautiful. You are, in some cases, not. I'm just gonna say, we got B and J, right? They think you're good at that. Just gonna leave it at that. They think you're good at that. It turned on by the way you do that. So if that's a thing that you do, B and J, they love that. That turns them on. Okay, maybe you're really good at it, so you're ideal in that way. You are. You don't. I feel like you don't talk much. It's possible you don't have a lot to say. Like I said, there's this kind of things are very cut and dried with you, because a lot of your energy is spent in pursuing your goals. That's all you think about. That's all you want. You spend a lot of time focused on that. So you're peaceful. You don't have too much else going on. So things are very direct with you. Very self-explanatory. You keep secrets too. I think maybe you're very discreet, and that turns them on about you. You don't put all your business out there. They like this quiet focus. You have this quiet focus, and you have an understanding of certain things you don't always share. And they like how you quietly fight your battles. They're turned on by this in you. They're also turned on by the fact that you're not always, you're not promiscuous. That's what I'm seeing too. You're not promiscuous. You're not always, having sex with other men or people. Also, you're not always having sex with them. Whoever it is, it's your love interest, notices that maybe you're not always like that, because you're unavailable. You're always training, and that turns them on. Perhaps this keeps them hungry for you. That's another thing too, is that you're not prolifically having sex with this person, or it just feels like you keep your legs closed a lot. This turns them on because, they'll think about it. It's like, supply and demand. If someone you're really sought after, but you're not always putting it out there, then, the desire for that thing just grows and grows, exponentially. You may also be very spiritual. And I feel that, yeah. They like that you are faithful. That's what it is. They like that you are faithful, that you're pure. You don't cheat. Pile 4. You're not a cheater, especially in relationships or when you're dating men, or even if you're just dating. It's like they can tell you're not sleeping around. It's one person at a time. They really, really are turned on by this in you. They turned on by the way you look. Oh my gosh, fam. They are turned on by your body big freaking time. You are gorgeous. That's what they think of you. You're ideal. You're perfect. That nothing else compares. That you have all the goods. There's no other woman or person that can trump you in the looks department. This is a reason why they're turned on by you. And finally, we're getting Oshun, of soft power. This is a watery goddess of the Yoruba tradition in Africa. You're very emotionally intelligent. I get that. For you, Pile 4, remember I said you might not say much. You're very low drama. Your emotions are very much under control, because a big part of your identity is wrapped up in your ambitions and what it is you're trying to do, what you're trying to focus on. And so in your other aspects, there's not a lot of drama, and you know, your emotions are very well regulated. That's what I'm getting to. Very well regulated. If you're an athlete, you get a lot of your emotional venting and therapy through your exercise. It's like once you're, and your physical activities and your ambitions and your goals and your career or whatever it is that you're doing, so that by the time you get with them, or by the time you're hanging out with men, they just find that sort of like, you're totally chill. About 4, you're totally chill, and that's a big turn on for men. And that's what I'm seeing the cards for you, my beautiful pile 4, as far as why are men turned on by you. If you've enjoyed this reading, please give it a thumbs up. If you found it resonant, please give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much for bringing your energy to this reading. You have amazing energy. And I look forward to any comments you have for me. You can put it in the comment section down below. I would love to chat. Take care now. Bye.